If you have any questions for him, you can call us at 303-713-TALK or call about anything. Or you can call 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. Bo, what's going on?
Hi there. Yes, so we have, me and my fiance, we have a storage unit in DTC, and we went to drop off a load to clear out the garage, and it had been broken into.
Uh-oh.
So we called the police, and they said it was about the seventh one.
Now, hold on. Are you the only one that was broken into, or had a number of them been broken into?
A number of them, yes.
Really? Okay.
And you can see what ones have been broken into, and it's an inside unit, and they go through the top, and they go unit to unit to unit.
Now, wait, through, so they get into the top in one of them and then go through the walls?
Yes.
What, do they just blast holes through the walls or cut them with a saw or what?
Nope, they just have somebody small enough, because if you go on the indoor ones... does the ceiling have, can you hop, do the walls go all the way up to the ceiling or not? No, they do not.
Oh, they just have walls to like partition off areas.
Right.
But what would keep me from just renting a place and doing that? What the hell? Why would I even have to break in?
Exactly. And then you could just go in. It's somebody that has to know the code. You have to know the code to the door and the code to get on the elevator. So, and everybody has a different code.
I think how do we know it was? How do we know it wasn't one of the what do you call them? Tenants there that just went into his own unit or her own unit and then started robbing.
Exactly, and the items that are taken are just small enough to get through the top of it.
Wait a minute. So when they go through the top of it. When they go through the top of it, do they eventually have to go out a door, or do they go through the ceiling, or what?
They just crawl right back up.
Up where though? Where's up? On the roof, literally, or what?
No. They just all of our stuff was stacked perfectly, and so they just could step up and then crawl back over.
And then when they crawl back over, where does it ultimately end up? Is it maybe in somebody's unit still right now?
Yes, they could go unit to unit. And then they can.
And one of those units could be its home. In other words, a thief's home.
Exactly.
Wow, this is a poor design. But it's going to be, Bo, from doing this, 40-some-odd years here in Denver and elsewhere, I have to tell you that holding them responsible, you have signed so many disclaimers in the past, I am positive, when you rented. And then, of course, did you have storage or rental insurance?
Well, we declined after the first month their insurance, and then we had our own, and then we just let it lapse. So therefore, when
How much was taken?
Almost, it was almost 10 grand worth of stuff. There was guns, and that's really our concern. Archery equipment, bows, and a couple of diamond rings that my mom had left my daughter.
Why would you keep diamond rings in a storage facility? They're tiny. Oh my God!
I didn't think they would go through every box.
Now listen, no. Do you don't have homeowners insurance because you have off-premises coverage?
Yeah, no, we
and diamond rings have to be scheduled anyway. They wouldn't be covered. Oh my gosh! So I take it that you probably called and you found out what? What did they tell you?
That they would escalate it, and since I didn't have insurance, there's nothing they could do, and they would no longer talk to me. We made a police report.
Well, that's it.
Now, you know that one of the things we like doing here is helping people, but you also know we can't do the impossible. And I'm telling you that this is bordering on the impossible at this point because you had, this is.
What is really upsetting to my fiance is his wife passed 5 years ago of cancer. Her belongings were gone through, her personal information,
this is
bank statement, social security number, and the things that she had left my fiance and her kids, their kids. And a lot of that stuff was taken as well. Because everything else can be replaced.
No, I understand. But okay, well, I know why that would be upsetting, but still, what could you do as far as, what could you do even if they did want to reimburse? I mean, that'll never be found. Now, the only way that here's what I'm thinking, is that it's an inside job. It can't be any other way. To me, someone who rents a place in there went through the units, and so somebody is hoarding this stuff, and they're removing it. And security cameras might tell the story. But this is going to have to be legwork on your part, or possibly lawsuits or depositions to get information on security cameras. Will they voluntarily, do they have security cameras? Do they know who entered?
They do. And as we were looking at the security cameras behind the manager, she said, oh, no, we're not allowed to see what you put in your unit. I'm looking at the photos right now, Lifetime, and she was telling me no.
No, I'm not saying they knew what was even in there. I'm just saying they have security of people who come and go.
Yeah.
Can you narrow down the time frame? Can you narrow down the time frame of when this stuff was taken?
Yes, exactly. Within 3 weeks.
Well, that's a big time frame. You know, Bo, I don't think you can hold them responsible, and I'm sure you probably talked to people about it. I don't think all they are is a storage facility. If they have security, and they have normal security, I want to ask you a question, because this is going to be the question. Whenever we talk about negligence and liability, you must answer one question. What did they do to contribute to this? Or what did they not do that caused it?
Right. And that's what I would really like to find out.
I don't think there is anything that... I mean, if we asked attorneys right now, I'm almost positive they're going to tell you they did nothing. They have normal security. They have what's required. They can't help it if someone broke in or if one of their tenants is robbing others. There's nothing... You know, you could make the argument, well, those partition walls are not secure. Somebody can... How much space is there between the top of the partition wall and the ceiling?
I would say about 2 feet, and you could see where it was bent.
Did that ever concern you before?
I never thought to look up. I really never thought that could happen. It was not a thought in my mind.
Well, first of all, you got $10,000 in losses and no insurance. That could be on you, the fact that there's no insurance, because insurance would have covered some of this, not the jewelry. Jewelry has to be scheduled. But unless I'm missing something here, I can't think of anything that would make them liable. I just can't think of anything. And even if it's, I don't know. Even
and that's why I did reach out to y'all because I know you're knowledgeable in this. And
now I'm not saying it's impossible, but you'd have to prove something that they did to contribute or did not do that allowed it. And if they, I just can't think of anything. Now, if this happens all the time, and you can prove that, maybe there's something to be said that they knew they had a vulnerability and should have addressed it, if you can get police records. But other than that, I don't know what to tell you. I would start with police records and see if it's public record if it's not actively under investigation. So if you do that, I would then, we'll take another look at it. That's all we can do. And again, check with your regular homeowners for off-premises coverage. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
Thank you. Hey everybody, this is Pip from Pip's Path Tour. We're going to be coming to Denver on June 3rd to talk to you about real estate investing and why it's made more millionaires than any other investment class out there. There's free tickets available. I sat in a class like this and it changed my life exponentially. I've now had the opportunity to teach this in 18 different countries across the world. Yes, I said free tickets, great speakers, but there's limited seating, so you got to go to Pip's Path Tour and get signed up today.
All right, I want to talk to Joe Chiano. He is a certified financial planner, and I want to talk to him about our seminar coming up this Thursday evening. Mark and I will be there. We're going to be talking to seniors. Well, actually, we'll talk to anyone who shows up. I think if you're 35 or older, you have an interest in insurance, long-term care for the future, investments, income, because really the time to start putting away for income for life is when you're in your 30s or 40s if you want maximum amounts. If I had the forethought of doing that when I was 40, I would have had a ton of money for income. Not only that, there's nothing to buy, only information. Joe, do you want to weigh in on it?
That is right, Tom. You know, I think what people need today is really safety. They want to keep their money safe but still growing. In this economy, when the market is being so crazy right now, people are losing a ton of money. Now, we're going to be teaching people this coming Thursday how to keep their money safe by transferring those accounts that they have, like a 401k, IRAs, investment accounts, savings accounts, Tom, into safety with our guaranteed pension account that we have that offers a 15% bonus. Think about that, 15%. That bonus will make up for a lot of the money that they could have lost already in the market.
Hey, Joe, you added more space, too. I know we had stand-in room only. Did you extend it? Did you get a bigger room?
That is right, Mark. We want to make sure that everybody's comfortable.
I can't wait to meet the listeners there either, Tom.
Right.
Yeah, and I invite everyone to come here. Here's where you register for a seat. 303-800-2919. You ask your questions. You're not going to be preached to. We're not having long, boring presentations. We're having short presentations and a lot of Q&A. 303-800-2919, or you can go to mymoneymyway.info. All right, let's talk about Made in the Shade. Do you need window coverings? Everybody has window coverings. Do it yourself? Yeah, you can. And guess what? You do that and you run the risk of mismeasurements and problems out the nose. In fact, Made in the Shade has to go and fix those and correct those things all the time. So here's what you do. Don't go for the bargain basement. Go for a company that does everything in-house, from measuring and estimating to a design consultant to help you find the right stuff, and then installation, in-house team. Made in the Shade. Look for them at referralist.com, 720-458-6566. All top name brands and guarantees, 720-458-6566.
Because I'm just the doofus. Don't run up.
No.
Is that line one? Oh, I guess he hung up.
What's that?
I'm talking
is that line one? I guess he hung up.
That's strong. Yeah, that's strong.
And then she said, ah. Do I need to translate everything, Tom?
Yeah.
Okay.
Better watch out before I start talking to myself.
Oh. Beats the people you've chosen to talk to.
You're crazy.
I'm pretty good at this.
I can't believe this son of a bitch.
Now, what are you doing, Batgirl?
I get a fucking goddamn. I'm supposed to be checking in for my flight right now.
The new superhero, Batshit Crazy Girl.
When are you going away, Mark?
Well, according to this, tomorrow.
No, he's not.
Oh.
I booked a fucking flight for the wrong day.
So many days.
Thank God I got all the flights I can eat.
I will kick his ass all the way to the
Life
airport.
has already done that.
God, I just can't believe it. Bastard.
I can.
Booked the wrong day.
Fuck, 1 week off.
Classic cheater move. Honey, I booked the wrong day. I can't cancel the flight now. I'll just extend the stay at the hotel.
Okay, Joe Chiano's gone. Shoot.
Tommy, I'll get the hang of this again.
All right.
Kind of augering it in now.
He has faith in me. Tommy does. Troubleshooter show. What's your first name?
What, are you kidding me?
Oh, Brenda with the gas and oil payments, correct? I am so glad you called back. Hang on.
Oh, gosh. I think we're coming back.
We are?
Yeah.
Already? Let's.
Wherever you get your podcasts. 630 KHAL, an iHeart radio station.
Hey, Tom Martino here, waterpros.net. We'll do a kitchen reverse osmosis, all the drinking water you can handle for under $1,000 fully installed. That's paulthewaterman.com, paulthewaterman.com. Welcome to the show. What's going on in your life? Let's go to the phones and find out. And I don't know. I want to ask you straight up. I'll ask Shannon. I'll ask Mark. I'll ask Bob Logan over here. I'll ask you all. Suze, even Deputy Dollar.
No,
if you can
we don't have that issue with our toilet.
If you can wake them up. I want to know, would you hold a storage facility responsible?
No.
Only if there was something obvious they were doing. Don't you think, Bob Logan, Plumline Services? What do you think?
You know, as much as you want to, I think what you said, you got to show proof that they either did something or did not do something to contribute.
Right. That's right.
And that's going to be almost impossible.
You need insurance. That's what you need, insurance. You need insurance.
Yeah,
now,
but I'm glad you mentioned that jewelry needs to be scheduled. I need to check that.
No, it absolutely has to be scheduled. Now, I imagine, first of all, if it's
same with guns.
If it's more expensive than your deductible, it would have to be scheduled. I mean, I was told by Compass, especially if you have really expensive stuff. Now, Mark doesn't have to worry about that. He buys his wife frying pans and vacuum cleaners on Valentine's Day and
here
birthdays.
He goes. He's losing his
And I don't think
stuff.
you have to schedule vacuum cleaners and frying pans, but... And what else,
The kind
Suze?
I buy you do.
I'm trying. Hey, Suze, I got your back here. Don't you be turning on me here. I'm trying to help you out. I'm helping a sister out.
Her vacuum is gone.
She
gonna
loved
be
it.
using those old
She actually
kind
said,
with no power.
She said, Tom, I loved it. I loved whatever he gave me. She gave her some households.
My new pots and pans for Christmas were
Come
amazing.
on. Now, okay. I could get Stephanie pots and pans. I shouldn't joke. Anyway, she'd be...
You better stop. You might be listening.
I could say they would go unused. At least they'd be new. Boom. I'm just joking. 303-713-TALK. I still hide my money in the hot pots and pans, and then I hide other valuables under the vacuum.
Did you, Bob? Did you bring some magic mushrooms and slip them into Tom's coffee? I don't know what's going on.
Hey, let's talk to
there.
Brenda. Brenda, what's going on? Hi, Brenda.
Hey, good morning, Tom. How are you?
What's happening with you, Brenda?
Okay, I'm speaking on behalf of my dad. He has an oil lease in northwest Colorado called Hamilton.
Now, does he hold the lease? Is he the landlord, so to speak, or is he an investor?
Nope, he is the landlord.
Okay, so he actually holds a lease. Got it.
Yep, and he...
They're called land leases.
Yep, and he they owe him money for 22, and in the contract it says you have to give him a 90-day notice. We wrote them a letter.
How much do they owe him?
For 2022, they did partial payment, and I believe it's like $16,000 with standing.
Okay.
And then for 2023, it's give or take, I don't know exactly, around $26,000.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and they keep going to the oil well and pulling out their products, whatever they need to do. They're going over the land.
What company? What company is it?
It's GRMR out of Atlanta.
Okay, yeah, I know them. So here's the deal. They're a reputable company, so there's obviously something askew here. Does he have his actual lease?
Yes.
Okay. There are gas and oil and mineral attorneys all over Denver that can interpret it, but he has certain rights on default, and he has probably a default rate unless he had no part in negotiating this and they just presented him with one. What's the deal on that?
No, he negotiated.
Does he know enough to negotiate? In other words, does he know the game, the gas and oil game?
Yes, he's very sharp, very sharp.
I mean, is he in the biz? He knows how to negotiate specifically a gas and oil lease.
Yes.
Okay, then he has to invoke his default rate. And then he moves to evict them, and he can get someone else to take it over. Do they have wells on his property? Do they have wells on his property?
Yes.
Well, if he has a well-executed lease, he can put a lien on those wells. But see, he can't do this alone, Brenda. I mean, even if he's sharp. Now, if he did not negotiate lien rights and all of those, and a default rate and all of that on his lease, so I had several acres where I had both minerals like that on my land, and I had actually a brick company who mined the clay. And in each of those, you take rights that you can take equipment, you can lien all of that, plus you have a default rate. They can't get out of it unless they're out of business.
They are not out of business. We've checked on that. And the agreement is that they owe for land rights going across the surface rights. There's the word surface rights.
Right.
And whichever is greater, the surface right or the oil taken off. And right now the surface rights are worth more.
What? Wait. His
Yeah.
surface rights are worth more than what they take out of there?
They are now.
Wow. What?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, because gas and oil right now is pretty damn good. They pay really good royalties. So, in any case, it doesn't matter. Whatever it is, it is. So, he needs to go to his lease and invoke whatever clause stings him. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, if we call this guy, this oil company, you're going to say, ho-hum, they don't care. They're betting. All they're doing, if they're still in business, is they're juggling. That's all. It's cash flow. And I'd scare them to let they want to see which owners are going to let them get away with stuff here and there. That's the game they play, and they hold on to money a few more months. They make a lot of money. I mean, if they're holding on to $16,000 from 2022, they made money on that. So he better not wait. There are mineral attorneys.
I'll get him. To invoke an attorney and get a lien on...
Well, no, hold on. I'm telling you only if his lease calls for it. So he needs to take a mineral rights attorney, and in Colorado, where are his wells?
In a small town called Hamilton, up the Williams Fork.
Okay, I just Googled mineral rights attorneys, and it looks like if you took a bowling ball and you bowled down the street, you'd hit 10 of them. So they're very common, mineral rights attorneys. Okay. Let me know what happens, because I can help you out if you can't find someone. But I would, if I were you, just call one of those. 303-713-8255. Welcome to the show, folks. We got a lot going on. Dan McKenzie is an attorney that I hope we check with today. I think we were checking on one of our questions we had yesterday. Maybe, wait, which one was that? That was something about, if a wife inherits money. We did answer that, but this is the kind of questions he can answer. Like, what do you do with inheritance? How do you disinherit people? How do you make a will? How do you make a solid trust? He does what's called estate law. Dan McKenzie, the McKenzie Law Firm, he's on a referral list at referralist.com. Everyone should have at least a will. And if you need something more complicated, he can do that too. He does free consultations at 833-CO-PLANS, 833-CO-PLANS, online, coplans.co.
Nice.
This hour from the Trajan Wealth K-House Studios. Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com. Some slow spots over on the east end of town. I-225 southbound at Colfax Road. Construction continues in the right lane with stop and go from I-70. Folks leaving DIA towards the Aurora area will have to add about 5 minutes extra to their commute. West of there, Quebec Street southbound at I-270, a crash stopped up traffic from 53rd. Further west, Colorado Boulevard southbound at East 40th Avenue, a brand new accident with slow traffic from I-70. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, partly cloudy skies out there today. Smoky, another hot one today. High of 79 degrees by the afternoon's end, overnight low of 52. The current temperature in Denver is 68 degrees. With your impact traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Shopping for new blinds? At Blindster, we offer over 50 different blinds, shades, and shutters at low prices, custom made for your windows, and shipping is free. And right now, save 50% off any order during our Memorial Day sale. Blindster.com.
You know, we do a lot of talking about retirement planning. Like I said before, I've had the elements of retirement, like a 401k and IRA. I even had a pension tucked away, and these are elements, okay? Insurance is an element, savings, investments, all elements, but it's not a plan. What you need is a full plan, and I engaged with Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies. They're a sponsor of this show, but I actually hired them to help me out. When I say hire them, their fees are transparent. They have small fees depending on what you do, and it saves you way more than you're ever charged. That's what happened with me, and I can be a first-hand endorsement because I'm using them. Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies, they meet with you. They see where you have redundancy or where you have weaknesses and what you have to shore up to assure yourself of a comfortable retirement. All income levels, not just rich. No, it's really for people doing planning as well, in their 30s and 40s and 50s. 970-663-3211. That's 970-663-3211, rpcenter.com. If you have a property catastrophe, what is that? It's a fire, a flood, a broken pipe. It's a problem with your mold. Maybe you had discovered mold. You have asbestos that's disturbed, or anything in your home where you need help, sewage backups. Call American Restoration 24/7. I'm just going to say it like that. Call them. Don't take chances on other companies, glorified carpet cleaning companies, or other people that call themselves restoration experts, especially if your insurance recommends them. Your insurance only pays once, and once they pay, they're done. So if you get the wrong company, you're stuck with the mess. I love Rock and his team. The one I recommend personally, and the one I use personally, American Restoration 24/7, 8337 AMREST. That's AMREST, 8337 AMREST, or online amrest247.com.
Very nice. How do you do it, Tom?
Yo.
Miracle.
Huh?
It's a miracle. How do you do it?
Oh, shush.
Right.
God-given talent.
40-plus years of practice.
Yeah.
That's always what I say to attorneys. Practice. When are you going to be good enough to just do it?
Oh, my God. Who is this person that keeps insulting me on texting? My God.
I'll put the phone down. Sorry.
What are they saying?
Who's insulting
every
you?
Every day it's something different. Just, you know.
It's always the same person, though?
Yeah, it's the same number.
Oh, God.
I don't care. I mean, it's not like bad stuff. I mean, it is kind of, but not like personal. I mean, it's like, for example, what a moron, fixing only one turbo. That was yesterday, right? Who cares? I said, if you can get one fixed, if it's in stock, get it done. You can always,
I got you.
You know, you didn't have to wait for both of them. Then Jeff Vick said it's better to wait for both because you get a better price if you buy them both.
Yeah, it would be moronic to do just one.
Yeah, shut up. And then the other one was...
hey, should he, thinking of that call, though, should he keep his truck there?
Oh, man, I don't want to talk to you. I'm not biting anymore.
Yeah, because you've...
Okay,
like me, you've lost your teeth.
Okay, call you soon. Okay, call you...
So is this somebody that's texting into our KHOW text line?
Yeah.
We can block him.
Well, we don't have to do that. It's not... I don't want
if it's not bad. Although, you know, I have been thinking, I get sideways with these scam artists from Ghana just to have fun online. I string them along and promise them I'm going to buy them things. It's great. God, I love crushing their spirit. But they're always asking me for a cell phone number, and I'm obviously not willing to do that. Maybe I should start using some of those numbers.
Hey, Tommy, do you want to take the estate one next or the not getting paid one? I have Dan McKenzie on standby.
Whatever you want.
Why don't you take the not getting paid one, and I'll
Okay.
get McKenzie on here and just spit.
Okay.
Baby, give me your phone number. I want to send you dirty picture.
What is
Okay.
our text number anyhow?
It's right on the call screener. It's 57739.
Oh, I don't see it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
right
Mark's
on the
going to
top of the call
text me.
screener.
That's what
I'm
gonna.
not gonna
I'll be
text
getting a
you.
text
Why
from
would
Mark.
you even
I'll be
think
getting
that?
a text from Mark now.
That is not
I know
true.
exactly how you think.
You are so full of crap.
Add this to the list.
He'll be texting me now, so if I get an
That's
insult,
not true.
Yeah.
I find it appalling that you would even jump to that kind
Mr.
of
Martino,
bullshit.
when are you going to get your pizza? Stand by.
.com.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. Renew Home Innovations does a beautiful bathroom shower. Oh my God, I love them. You're going to love these showers. They have wall systems that feel and look like stone with no maintenance, and then they can make this big, beautiful rectangle shower, and it's glass block or whatever you want on the front. And then what's great about it is it takes the place of that ugly shub. I call them shubs. The shower tub combination, shubs, and the ugly things you have to step over. These have no thresholds. They're beautiful. They're done in 2 or 3 days, and you have 72 months to pay no interest. Think of that. RenewHomeInnovations.com, 303-904-2000. Okay, so let's talk. This guy didn't get paid. Jared, I don't like when people don't get paid. What happened? Jared, what happened, man? Why didn't you get paid?
So I was terminated. I was given a call on Sunday at my job and told that my last day would be Monday, yesterday. I lost my restaurant in Boulder and had been working in a different location.
What were you doing? What were you
was bought
doing?
out.
What kind of job?
A general manager.
For a restaurant?
Yes.
Okay. So what happened when they terminated you? They're supposed to pay you within a certain amount of time.
Yes, basically the new owners told me that the vacation that I was owed, I would get paid if I signed a severance agreement, agreeing. Basically, in reading it, it says that I won't hold the company liable for anything and that our separation was amicable and all that kind of stuff.
Now, did you get paid
Basically, I won't be
everything
able to
but
claim-
your accrued vacation?
I haven't gotten paid anything yet. My last day was yesterday.
Yeah, so you'll
the
get...
last day I worked.
Okay, if you quit, it's the next scheduled pay period, but I believe if you... excuse me, if you quit. If you're fired, I believe it's the next day, I think. Anyway.
I thought it might have been 3 days. But
Whatever it is, it's soon, okay? Whatever it is, it's soon. And here's the funny part about it. There's no enforcement of that. There's no penalty. So if they don't pay you, and by the time you do anything about it, they cut you a check. But here's the deal with vacation. It depends on how vacation is given. If it is an actual accrued earning, it's part accrued, not crude, but accrued. If it's part of your employment, so for so many days you earn so many days, then they have to give it to you with no conditions. If it's a privilege, a right, or something they give it to you, then they can do what they want. So how is this vacation? Bob, is your vacation at Plumline Services, do your people earn vacation or is it granted? Do you know that?
We do. It's PTO or paid time off.
And it's accrued on their paycheck, right?
That's correct.
They can
So-
actually see what they've accrued.
So for so many days you work, you
Right.
get a day off.
Yeah,
that you
now
can use
that,
for vacation
now
or anything.
if somebody left Plumline Services, Bob couldn't say, well, you're not going to get that unless you do this, this, or this. It's part of their pay.
Correct.
So, yeah. So on your W-2, does it show accrued time?
Mine, yes. So, like, if I pull up my ADP account, my
Yeah.
pay account,
Yeah.
I have whatever vacation, yes. So I should
Is
have
it
had
paid time off,
2
though?
weeks from last year. It is. It's paid time off.
Then
Correct.
then they can't do this to you. So are they
It's one
refusing
of
to
my
pay you?
Unless they told me that the sooner I signed that agreement, the sooner they could send me my check. And they didn't
But
send
let me
it.
ask you something for practicality reasons, okay? you're going to ultimately get your money no matter what. But I'm asking, I'm not telling you should do it. I'm asking, why won't you sign this termination agreement or severance? What is it? What do you not like about it?
So what I don't like about it is, we were supposed to. We got a new owner. A new owner bought our company.
Yeah.
3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So I asked them, and they said, "Oh no, we won't. We won't contest if you file for unemployment," which isn't a long-term solution. But basically, I'm like, these people have no loyalty to me, and I have no loyalty to them. You know what I mean? And the vacation I earned. And
hold on though, what part of the agreement does the agreement say you can't apply for unemployment?
Not specifically, but it's a 17-page legal thing, and in multiple spots it basically says that the separation, I agree to the separation, and that it's a mutual agreement that we're separating and all of that.
That could cause you trouble. That could cause you trouble.
I'm leaving.
I'll tell you what I would do if it was me. Within 3 days, I'm going to file for treble damages as allowed by the law. That's what I would do. I'm not giving you this advice. That's what I would do. So you can do what you want. You can call the wage and hour division. They're going to get right on it. You can write a letter warning them and then go for treble damages. As far as I know, from what you're telling me, I don't see a reason for them withholding this money. And they can't force you into a legal agreement to get what's owed to you.
That's what I was
Bob,
thinking.
what were you going to say, Bob?
I was just going to say, I thought by Colorado law, if you terminate somebody, you have to provide them a paycheck within 24 hours.
Right. Now, Bob would know. And listen, man, you already got his paycheck, but they're holding his vacation pay. How much does that amount?
My paycheck.
How much? What's that?
They were planning on paying me on Friday. I said they were planning on paying me on Friday on the regular pay cycle.
But they won't give you your vacation.
Bob's correct in what he said. It's either 24 or 48 hours.
Listen, you got to call wage and hour. This company is doing you wrong. What's the name of the company? You don't have to tell me. I don't care. Don't tell me then.
I'd rather not. Yeah, I'd rather not.
Okay, then if you don't tell us, so then you're not asking us to call. You just wanted to know what you should do.
Yeah, I was just basically looking for some advice.
Okay, I would go to the wage and hour division at the state of Colorado and start there. You got them on two things. First, they didn't pay you when they should have, which is 24 hours. Second, and technically, you did work Monday. Is that right?
Correct. It's the end of our pay cycle is Monday, so
they should have paid you on Tuesday, which is today. Right? Did you say yesterday, right? Okay, they have to pay you today. And if they don't, whatever they don't pay you, you can go after them. Man, call wage and hour immediately and get on record.
Okay.
They can't put conditions on what's...
I'm certainly not an attorney, but I would do what Tom suggests, but I would simply call them and say, look, I don't want to be a troublemaker, but based on Colorado law, this is what I'm due.
That's what I told them. If it was me, I'd do that.
And I'm happy to come down and pick up my check, or then I can file a complaint. And because I'm guessing this contract is probably just a standard thing they have everybody sign, hoping they'll sign it. And to your point, if you separate as a voluntary matter, it might cause issues if you try to file for unemployment.
But what's great is if you go to the state, they'll fight for you. I mean, you can do it. Call them. There's nothing wrong with that. Call them. But I would say do not wait. Do not wait. 303-713-8255.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Some slow spots over on the east end of town. I-225 southbound.
Didn't I type become the banker in Fuller?
Go from
no, you didn't, but I'll do it.
Become the banker 30 and Fuller 60. I thought I typed it in... Oh,
no.
All right.
West of there.
Oh, maybe I put it up on a dating site. Dang it, sorry.
Come on.
Further west, Colorado Boulevard southbound
at
East 40th Avenue, a brand new accident with slow traffic from I-70.
Suze was typing at the same time. Sorry about that.
Smoky, another hot one today. High of 79 degrees by the afternoon's end, overnight low of 52. The current temperature in Denver is 68 degrees. With your impact traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Since 2010, Blindster has sold millions of custom blinds, shades, and shutters to satisfied customers across the country with 20,000 5-star reviews and an A-plus rating from the Better Business Bureau. And right now, save 50% off any order during our Memorial Day sale. Blindster.com.
If you're injured in a car accident, call John Fuller, and I'll tell you why. You're not going to get a call center. You're going to get his office, and you're going to talk to John Fuller when they put you through to him, because he will only take cases that he can personally work and that he personally reviews. He doesn't have a call center, and he doesn't have minions taking information. Now, they might give you take some basic information, but John Fuller will ultimately talk to you and give you free advice. Then you decide if it's a good fit. If you decide to hire John Fuller, he will work your case. You'll get his cell phone number, and you'll get personalized attention. Now, I'm not telling you that these big firms are not going to work your case, but they're going to work the big cases first. John Fuller will work them all, and he'll personally give you the attention you deserve. You'll notice the difference. 303-597-4500, 303-597-4500, myaccidentlawyer.co. All right, this Thursday, 6:30, Sheridan Tech Center, we're going to have a little conference where we're going to all talk. It's not just being preached at. You're going to learn about financial strategies for growing older, having income, savings, investments, and it's for all ages, trust me. The earlier the better. If you want to learn about creating income, having solid investments, some of them guaranteed in writing, and we'll also talk about reducing taxes and everything near and dear to your heart and pocketbook. So I want you to register so you have a seat and then show up, okay? The number is 303-800-2919, 303-800-2919, or mymoneymyway.info.
Look you.
Do-do-do-do.
Holy moly. And I'm sorry, it's denvercountycourt.org? Yes, correct. And then include case number? Yes, so that we know which case to add it to. And then just basically say, I would like to... Do you actually have a generic motion to dismiss or no?
Yeah, we do, but if you just submit like a normal motion and just put in the caption, motion to dismiss, we'll accept that as well.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Yeah, you're welcome. Have a nice one.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
What?
That was quick. Okay, got it. Bye.
So, when you guys, if you have a fussy white bill on specific toilets, when you guys replace the toilet, does the customer buy the...
Okay, let's see.
Tommy, I'm going to get Dan McKenzie at the top of the hour for line 4. If he can hear me.
You should.
Yeah, what did you say?
I'm going to get Dan McKenzie at the top of the hour. Maybe you want to take that kudos to John
Okay,
Fuller.
all right, good.
Sweet. Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. What's shaking, bacon? What's sizzling?
What's sizzling? Remember the Westerns? What was it called? The Western Sizzler or something like that?
God, that's old school.
Yeah.
Sizzler, yeah.
Yeah, that's.
They had
like
the all-you-can-eat salad bar.
Oh, dude, don't.
Oh, no, you're giving... Won't even go there.
That's Shannon's heaven.
Oh, don't even do the salad bar at Golden Corral anymore. I was like, what am I doing with empty calories?
Do
Get
you
out
do
of the
the
way.
chocolate? Do you do the chocolate fountain? Do they still have
I
that?
have put my head directly into it.
That's why I never touch the chocolate fountain.
You don't want a little chocolate-covered earwax in your...
I'll tell you a buffet that is pretty good is the Monarch Casino's pretty good.
The buffet?
Yes.
Yes. Well, yeah, and
What?
I've sort of been asked to leave.
All right, sir, you done? Because you're done.
You've been here 8 hours.
It doesn't extend till the next morning, sir.
Well, you know, I bring my own little hemostats and tweezers
Cooler.
and everything, and
He
I go
brings his own
nuts.
cooler for
Yes.
for the buffet.
And I go nuts on the damn crab, and they just cry, and it's just awful.
I did a crawfish boil for the first time.
Oh, what? Hey.
KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Troy wants to give kudos to John Fuller. Speaking of the devil, I did a commercial for John. And this is a true call. Troy, what's going on with you?
I just heard that commercial, and I got to say, everything that he says or that you said in that commercial is exactly what John and Amber at his office do. I got a very, well, not strange, but kind of a unique case. So I'm the insurance agent, okay?
Yeah.
For my mother and my uncle.
Yeah.
Okay, my mother was a passenger in her vehicle with my uncle driving. Okay, he was at fault. He was injured, but my mother was severely injured.
Okay.
The complexity of this case came out of the fact that both insurance companies, his carrier and my mom's carrier, were deeming him to be a household member of the house that my mom lives in. However, he is occupant of a secondary residence in the basement of the same.
And how did that change things?
Well, because if they consider him a household member, it'd be like you driving your car with your spouse. You're at fault. She gets injured. You can't really sue yourself.
Oh, so was he able to get it to where he could sue?
So through John's work and Amber's work, they went through the contracts. They found some ambiguity in the language, as well as some lack of definitions on certain things that they were claiming to get, to not cover based under. And he got coverage from not only my mom's policy, but my uncle's policy for the benefit of my mom.
Oh, my goodness.
And I'm the agent for both of them. And I'm looking at the case from my own perspective going,
wow.
If he's a household member, there's no coverage either way for her bodily injury. But he got her bodily injury coverage under her policy and bodily injury coverage under his policy for her benefit.
Wow.
And it was crazy.
Yeah, John Fuller is a genius at finding coverage. He's 303-597-4500. 597-4500. Thanks for being a true testimony. We appreciate that, Troy. Now, hey, Bob, I'm not sure. We're running out of time here, but you had a tire slashed on your SUV or your four-wheel drive. Are you asking us where to find a tire, or what's the issue?
No, I'm trying the insurance is my grandson's truck.
Oh, so you're trying to get it covered under insurance.
Correct. Do they have to replace 4 tires? Or
Now, hold on. I want to get Compass on to talk about this, so hold on, Bob, and we'll address this. That's a good topic, especially if they can't match the tires. We'll see. I don't know if it's replacement, and then do they have to do the rest like they would on a house if part of the roof was done and they couldn't match them? We'll talk about that coming up. Plus, we have PlumlineServices.com. When they're not here, 303-586-1086.
Fabulous.
Want anything, Bob? Okay, so toilets. If you I gotta find toilets. No, shit. I need to. What I need to do is find
Oh.
I'm done with them. I'm done with those top pole. I swear to God, they're so stupid. See everyone. See these top poles. You can't fucking fix them. They suck. Because I know that. I mean, normally I know how to fix them. I know how to do flapper valves and the chains and the right length. I test them, but there's no way to test them because you have to lift the top up. And as soon as you lift the top up, you go and the flapper's like this. There's no way to get inside there and fix it. Because every once in a while, when I change a flapper valve, you have to make it just so it fits. Yeah, I can disconnect it from the pole. But then, okay, so then I have to connect it again. And then pick it up and put it on. Okay, so I put it down and connect it. But then when I pull it, it doesn't drop perfectly. It could be something. It could be that the pole is a little off like that. It could be anything, but you can't see it. So there's no way to know what's wrong with it. And all three of them are doing it, on and off, so much. I said, Steph, we're getting rid of these. I don't want them. I just don't want them. It's... Oh, when she did her beautiful remodel, she did her remodel. She bought it in 93. She did her remodel in 2000. She did a complete, down to the frame. Oh, no. Yeah. See, everything here is about toilet flapper. That's easy. Toilet flappers, though, truly, it's a weak spot in the fucking toilet. Now, I have one upstairs that's foolproof. I don't know what that toilet is, but I love it because it goes up and it feels like a weight goes down. The flappers, man, it's so good. And you have two flushes. You hold it short and it goes, and you hold it long.
Oh,
man.
It's riveting.
Oh, shut up.
I swear to God.
I'm not
it's
talking
the
to
best.
you.
Mark, when I flushed my toilet this morning,
Oh, man, it goes
swished,
whoosh.
swashed.
You know what's weird is
Hold
the
on,
water
is that-
always
It's
goes
just-
clockwise
there's
in
one
ours.
Not, oh, yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
You know
Then
what?
that
This
urinal.
has more. This
I
has
love
more
my
in common
urinal.
with what we're talking about than anything.
Maybe
I'd
they need tankless toilets.
Oh, that'd be great. That's what
You know
we
what?
should get a
Actually, they
tankless
do
urinal.
make them. Do
There you go.
Let me ask you, what color mints are you in your urinal?
There's waterless urinals, and they are hideous.
Yeah, well, I'd prefer
Maybe
just to get a trough.
We are on the same
Listen,
page.
I'd love a trough.
Hey, listen,
Yeah.
any bathroom that has a sink has a urinal.
Yeah,
That's true.
Stop
That's
it.
true.
You guys are
Hey,
freaks.
I had urinals in mine in Franktown.
I'm saying sinks.
Yeah, Shannon's saying, why not just use the sink?
Hey, it's all pipes.
If it's within tippy toe and
It's
stretch
all
distance.
pipes.
Good God.
If you don't think it goes the same place from the sink,
Oh, man.
it's all
yeah,
pipes.
but if I brush my teeth and I drop my toothbrush in the sink, I want it to be safe.
You can drink your own urine.
Well, kind of funny.
People
that
have
there's-
survived in the desert for months on their own urine.
And if that thing and the toothbrush haven't both, well,
You know what drives me crazy, though? Those toilets that on the top have, like, the button, the thing you
Have you
pull.
seen the ones with the button on the
It's
top?
next to impossible to replace the flapper valve.
I've noticed that.
It's crazy. In fact, I'm going to
more
look at
people should
YouTube
be
and see if
talking
I can't
about that.
figure it out.
Yeah.
God, I hate flapper
I
valves.
always hit both the buttons. If there's two buttons to hit to flush, I hit both.
You know what?
Every
If
time.
it's brown, flush it down.
Yeah.
If it's yellow, you let it mellow.
You got to start a new web page like Sleaze Brigade about this because I think people want to know.
You know what? We should.
Inquiring minds.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm going to see if I can get flappervalves.com because those damn flapper valves on those toilets with the things on top, you know.
F'dUpFlapper.com.
You know, the other thing I hate is when I go to operate my Toto toilet seat cover and try to get that warm air
Your
blowing on
bidet
my
with
ass.
The warm air,
When
yeah.
you
And it
operate
starts,
your bidet.
that first little bit of air is always cold.
Do the tighten up.
There's no reason to use toilet paper if you have a Toto.
I'll save money just by running a garden hose and a sprinkler in there.
A bidet is for multiple things.
I know someone who has to shower after every time they number 2. Is that weird?
It's disgusting.
Is that so weird? I've never heard of that before. Why would you have to shower every time you number 2?
Not your whole body, but sometimes at hotels, that's what I do.
Why?
I'm right there. The shower's right there. All the conveniences. I'm just going to get up and clean everything off. I've heard it said about bidets that
and it's a male that has to shower. Like it's not a female. It's a male.
I do it.
It's
sometimes when especially at hotels. I do it. Now, if you get like dog poop on your arm, are you satisfied wiping it off with a paper towel?
No, then you got to shower. You got to disinfect.
I understand.
Then shower.
Well, then it's
That's
even
different.
though it's your own body back there, but it's better to scrub the damn.
You know what I hate though more than anything?
Wipes.
Is it flapper trouble with a toilet seat that has a?
I can't stand those fucking flappers that you can't replace. I don't understand.
My
them.
grandmother was a flapper.
You mean a fluffer?
That's your grandma.
Shannon's grandmother was a fluffer.
Oh, and back in the silent movie days. Holy crap.
Ew. Oh, I got to get Dan McKenzie, guys.
You hear the piano music
I'm
now.
getting Dan McKenzie right now.
You can't. Would you
I got
rather
all
be a
carried away with
flapper
toilet
or
talk.
a
It's kind of
fluffer?
embarrassing.
That's
Hi,
the
Dan.
best.
It's Suze with Martino. How are you? Good. He hasn't taken the call yet. It's a trust estate issue, so I'm just going to have you listen in, okay?
Tell them it's a flapper
Listen to
issue
the
on
phone.
those kind of toilets that have the thing on top.
All right, I got him, Tommy. Just for you.
Get somebody on from American Standard. We got to get to the bottom of this.
Okay.
And on a serious note,
833 CO plans.
only soft close seats.
No, I don't like those.
Oh, I
No.
love those. Those are the
Love 'em.
best. Cushy.
Well, not cushioned.
You
just
probably
soft
like those
clothes.
carpet rugs around your toilet, too.
God,
Love
ugh.
toilet rugs. Love
Carpets,
toilet rugs.
yeah.
Here we go.
Stuff, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help a common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe where we are solving problems, answering questions, taking complaints, and making your life a little easier. I want to tell you, stem cell therapy, you can get a doctor on the line and talk to them directly about your condition, whether you're looking for hair replacement or to avoid surgery. It's 833-STEM-GEN, 833-STEM-GEN. Okay. Now, let's talk to Dan McKenzie. He's an attorney, and we have a question for him on a trust estate issue. Jeff, go ahead. We have Dan McKenzie listening from the McKenzie Law Firm. What's going on, Jeff?
Hey, Dan. Real common situation. Husband dies, has the foresight to put everything into joint tenancy so that the wife doesn't have to probate, right? Except he's got a $5,000 checking account that she doesn't know about, and he gets it through the mail. And she never opens his mail. She doesn't know it's there. So they're not going to probate the estate. The wife fills out the affidavit, takes the death certificate and the affidavit down to his bank, picks up the $5,000. About 3 weeks later, she gets in the mail that's being forwarded from his work about $20,000 in credit card bills. Does she owe any part of that $5,000 to the credit card companies?
Good question.
Yeah. So that probably not. Those are really his debts, unless like she was an authorized user, maybe, or if any of those debts are technically hers. But
no, they're not.
They're
yeah,
not.
and here's a continuation on that. Suppose there's no small estates affidavit involved, so she never made a statement. I've paid off his debts, which she doesn't know about. What about wives who get credit card bills after the husband has died and there's no probate? that she doesn't, the surviving wife doesn't owe any of those credit card bills. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's a good question. I often wondered that. If you avoid probate, do you avoid bills of the estate, legitimate bills?
I would let the bank probate the estate.
No, what do you think, Dan? Dan McKenzie, what's the answer to that? Do you get around bills? What if there's some really big bills?
Yeah, I mean, I think the risk is that creditors can open the probate process, right?
Right.
It doesn't family
Let them
people
pay for it.
and creditors could do it. So if they're not getting answers and not getting paid, they probably could open a probate process.
Here's
But, I
the
mean,
second
the chances-
question.
Okay, but hold on. He didn't answer. So hold on. The full answer is this, Dan. The full answer is if a creditor opens a probate and finds that money, everything was transferred, payable on death or beneficiaries' deeds or stuff like that, then or joint tenancy, are we to say that they'd be unsuccessful in clawing any of that back?
For the stuff you mentioned, yes. So for the credit card, maybe not, but there are family allowances, there are allowances for dependents, and so there's a certain amount of money that the family can get before, even if a probate process does get opened. So I think the risk of a probate process being open and her having to pay that money sounds low to non-existent to me.
Hey, good answer. Now here's the second question. How long does the widow have to sell the personal residence and take advantage of the $250,000 exemption on capital gains on the sale of her personal residence?
Now hold on a second. Hold on a second, Jeff. Let me weigh in on this. First of all, if they owned it together, they would have, had he been alive, they would have had a $500,000 exemption.
Correct.
Okay,
Correct.
now, but when he dies, and I want to know if this is true or not, Dan, does any part of that house get a step up in basis?
His half potentially gets a step up in basis,
which would be just as good as if she got an exemption. So, and how long? I don't see any time limit, Jeff. I'm going to let Dan McKenzie.
I thought it was 2 years.
But why 2 years? Why?
Because my wife read it on.
No. You have to be in a home 2 years to get an exemption.
Yeah, that part they satisfy.
Well, then,
see, I think the deceased husband's $250,000 exemption survives for 2 years.
I didn't know you were asking about the. I didn't even know it did survive. Dan, does it survive?
There is some period of time where it does. I don't remember.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, it used to be no exemption, then 1 year, and I think it's now 2 years. But I was hoping for a second opinion.
Yeah, the last time I feel like I dealt with that, I think it was 1 year. So if it's 2 years now, I guess I would have to.
But someone ought to explain that to widows. You know, they often want to sell the house fairly quickly and move in with family across the country.
Right.
You know, you'd hate to give up because so many people have such huge capital gains here lately.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if part of the house gets a step up, and I believe it does because I believe that happened with my mother-in-law. I believe half of the house gets a step up in basis, and that changes everything. In fact, that sometimes will cancel out a lot of the debt, a lot of the gain.
And you do have to make some sort of record of that. And a lot of widows don't realize that.
The files are 30 years old. You know, no one's gone down in the basement.
How much do you think there will be on a gain, Jeff, if she sells it?
Well, if let's say they have $500,000 of gain, you know, it should be exempt entirely. But it's going to be 20%. If that's not the rule, it's going to be 20%.
Well, I know.
Over her $250,000 exemption.
But you have to take into consideration the step up in basis on half of it.
We don't have those numbers right now.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, as Dan McKenzie says, you better get some notation of all of this.
Right. Get an attorney.
Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah,
by the
okay.
way, speaking of which, Mackenzie, 833-CO Plans, an easy number to remember, 833-CO Plans. Thank you very much. I hope we answered your questions. Now, let's talk to Bob now. I want to get Compass Insurance on to answer this. Susan, I don't know if I should go to another call first, probably.
They're coming up after the break.
Okay, then I'll wait for that, and I'll take Kevin now on the concrete. Kevin, what's happening?
Boring for you. I had a concrete driveway poured last September, and I just kind of picked a guy that was recommended by a couple of neighbors that turned out good, they said, and wanted it done in September, and a lot of the other companies were done for the year. So anyways, I'm having spalling issues, and I know it was poured wet. I know a little bit about concrete because I did landscaping for 32 years, and the guy said he was going to replace this one square that has the spalling. There's another square next to it. It's a little bit of spalling, but he said, I'm just going to replace this one square, and that's it. And the other issue is the stamped sidewalk, just from shoveling snow off of it, is losing its color. But I had no idea that this thing, when they sealed this stamped sidewalk, it's like an ice skating rink. And if I'd have known that, I definitely wouldn't have had it done. I mean, we have elderly people.
Well, they can put when they seal that, there are some companies that can put a surface on that won't skid.
Yeah, and I probably have to do it myself because he doesn't sound like he's willing to do that. But
you might want to call, by the way, seriously, Garage Kings. Let them look at that. And let me explain something. Spalling is a weird thing. It could be caused by an improper pour. It can also be caused by environmental conditions. Sometimes it's not their fault. Sometimes it is. Most of the time it is. But here's the thing. Sometimes one of the best solutions is Garage Kings, those polyaspartic coatings that can they go over and they power wash the hell out of it, get rid of the weak stuff, put this coating on. You don't notice it. It's beautiful. And they can even do that to your pattern concrete. I'm not saying I suggest you do that instead of getting it corrected, but it is definitely an option. GarageKings.com, 720-252-0370. And I love plugging them because they're no money down and guaranteed lowest price, guaranteed for life. But have you contacted the concrete guy and the concrete company first? Did you contact him?
Yeah, I did a couple of months ago, and he said he's coming out to do it, and but just like last year, his word doesn't mean a lot. He hasn't come out yet, but I'm not saying that he won't. But he said it would take a week to do, and it took 3 weeks, and I was kind of like a prisoner here at my house because I wanted to be here and watch them do it, and then they didn't show up, and so I don't know. I don't really trust him that much, but he did say he was going to do it.
Well, if he said he's going to do it, you might want to give him a chance and see what happens and then let us know. Concrete's a bad thing, man. Well, it's not a bad thing. It's a risky thing. In Colorado, it's really risky. And here's the deal. I had Bob from LEM Landscaping on, and he said, Tom, yeah, I charge way more than the average bear. He admitted it, but he said, you know what? I don't have problems. And he's right. He doesn't have problems. And I will tell you that you get what you pay for sometimes. Not sometimes, most of the time, especially when it comes to concrete.
Yeah, and I would have, if we weren't in a hurry, we should have relaxed and just waited till this summer. But you were like, oh, we want to get this thing done.
Well, September's not that late. I don't know why you think that was the problem.
Well, we called a few companies, and they said they were done for the year. I don't think I called anybody on your list, but I probably should have done that. Well, I know I should have now.
Yeah, no. I mean, you would have gotten a great job. Now, you might want to get a second opinion. You may want to call Bob over at LEM Landscaping, or you might want to call, as I said, GarageKings.com, see what they have to say. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255, waterpros.net. If you want a whole house conditioning system under $2,000 fully installed, they have something also for filtering for showers and tubs as well, if you care about what they call forever chemicals, and that's WaterPros or paulthewaterman.com. Let me give you that number. It is 303-862-5554.
Yep.
Hi, we're Comparion Insurance Agency. Right now you're thinking, Comparion? Never heard of them. We know. We also know that you have no idea that Comparion Insurance agents are local and provide expert advice. So to help it stick, we're going to say local agent 4 times in the next 15 seconds. Ready? Go. Our local agents know you and your community. Our local agents offer insurance from top carriers. Our local agents have minty fresh breath.
Find us at ComparionInsurance.com. Comparion Insurance Agency. Local agents. Expert advice.
And there's number 4.
All right, so if you are looking for window coverings, you hear me talk about Made in the Shade. They do shades, they do curtains, they do drapes, they do shutters, plantation shutters, exterior shutters. They do high-tech, low-tech, in-between tech. They do all the major brands. What I love about them is they do the designer that helps you pick the right stuff. They measure and estimate. That alone is great. They measure and estimate free, and then the designer helps you free. And then they have their in-house team when you order the stuff to install it, and everything is guaranteed through them. Made in the Shade. Find them at referralist.com, 720-458-6566, 720-458-6566.
Thank you.
Bob, your expert's coming on. Hang on.
Yo. Okay.
Good, Jeremy. How you doing? Can you hear me? Good, good, good. Oh,
Good
hey,
morning, Troubleshooter.
You
Show.
can
Do
hear
wanna
me
talk to
okay?
Tom and the gang?
Okay, good, good, good. I can hear you too. Hey, we just got a simple call. Guy's tire was slashed. It's a 4-wheel drive, so of course with a 4-wheel drive, you got to replace all 4 tires.
No.
Just wondering if
Okay,
insurance. He's trying to get
listen,
insurance
I'm
to cover that.
the
So it's just a good time to get you guys
Ask
on.
Me. Let me get you over to Sue's and see what she thinks. Hang on, man. Don't
All
run
right.
off.
Thank you. Hang tight. Listen to the phone. We appreciate your time, man.
There's a weird one.
What was that? Line 2?
Yeah.
All right. Troubleshooter Show. What's your first name? Hey, Tatum. What's going on? In a sentence or less, what did you want to talk to Tom about on the show today?
I didn't know what to do, so I took it to the freaking dealer.
No.
Yeah.
What do you do when you have something? The wheels are so expensive. And I don't know. Yeah.
Man, if I can track him down, I will share your info. What is it, Tatum?
What else? There's other big tire places there. And they do free repairs, but why do they do that? Just trust free. I'm sorry, it just seems weird to me.
Asphalt maintenance. Okay. Okay, if I can, I'm going to search my email, see if he emailed us or left us a voicemail, because a lot of our callers do. And you said Tatum, 317-627-5181, CNH Asphalt and Maintenance in the Springs. Sweet, man. Hey, I will keep you in mind then, especially for down in the Springs. We don't have any asphalt experts down there, so I will let him know if I can reach him. All right, awesome. Thanks for reaching out. Bye-bye. come in Wednesday the 31st or June 5th.
Here you go, man.
An iHeartRadio station.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So, what happens when you have a tire slash? Now, if it's vandalism, that is covered, isn't it, or not? Are tires never covered? Jeremy, let's just take that to begin with. A slashed tire. If I walk out and someone slashed a tire, is it covered on my expensive SUV or my car? Whatever. I say expensive because usually, maybe it would exceed your deductible, or is that considered comprehensive? What is a slashed tire, Jeremy?
Yeah, that would be vandalism, which would be a comprehensive claim.
So usually no deductible, right?
No, it would have a deductible.
Oh, I didn't realize comp. Okay, so comp does have a deductible. Okay, so collision has a deductible. Liability does not have a deductible. So that's where. Okay, so but very seldom then would a tire ever go above a deductible, right?
Yeah, I mean, people sometimes will carry low deductibles, or in a case where, multiple tires had to be replaced, you might exceed it, but it's not something you commonly see.
All right, so Bob, what is your question about?
Well, I understood that all 4 tires have to be replaced. Is that
How
true?
well? It depends. How old is the one that was slashed? How many miles on it?
It's my grandson. I don't know. I just wanted to see what the use
On an all-wheel drive car, that's sometimes true. Now,
Most
Mark,
of the
I don't know
time.
if you know exactly what the miles is, or the miles should be, or whatever, or when that's determined.
It's determined by 30 seconds, generally a difference of 30 seconds, maybe 4.
That you have to replace all 4.
Or you can give damage to your transfer case or transmission.
Or you
whatever
can
got
you
going
can
on.
try to find a used tire, comparable tire. But the question
It
is,
should
let's
have
just.
the same tread design as
But
well. though.
Bob, do you know what your son's deductible is?
Probably $750.
$750. Hey, Jeremy. Well, first of all, I don't know. First of all, would they replace all 4 if one of them was worn down enough where you can't just replace one?
Yeah, they should. If there's an industry standard, like Mark was kind of alluding to, and all 4 needed to replace, they should be replacing all 4.
Now, Bob, do you know who the insurance company is?
Or at least 2 of them. Some cars are the per axle.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have that knowledge. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, Bob, a lot will depend on companies, too. Some companies will give you more trouble, I would suspect, than others. But I will say this, that if he has a $750 deductible, does he have fancy tires?
They're just big-ass tires.
Okay. So, gosh, I don't even know if it's worth it. I mean, if 4 tires come to what, two grand? I don't, maybe it's worth an insurance claim. Would that be counted against him, Jeremy?
No, a comprehensive claim isn't a chargeable claim. So
okay, good.
You don't have to necessarily look at it the way you would a homeowner's or an at-fault accident collision.
Okay.
Now, their insurance, his insurance just wants to pay for one. Is there a way to appeal?
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Well, I want to ask Compass something. So even though it's his insurance company, you think they should be buying? Oh, I thought it was someone else that caused this. I mean, if they turned it in, I would think that is something that could possibly be spelled out in their policy, no?
It's a comp claim, Mark, so it's his own policy. But, Jeremy, if they're refusing to buy all 3, it could be because you don't need the other 3.
It could be a couple different things. It could be that you don't actually need to replace them, like you just said. It also could be in their specific policy. It spells out, a situation like this where, so a lot of it comes down to the specific contract. But, I would like to see, most companies I would think would, in the spirit of making you whole, in a case where you are, it was vandalism, right? So it's a clear cut, someone slashed this tire, then you should kind of see it out to get them back on the road. But there could be several factors that could lead them to only be paying for the one tire.
Okay, so it might be worth fighting a little bit on it.
Well, first you examine the policy and see if you have a right. Okay? If it's excluded, you can't do it. You got to look at that specifically under comp. And then, or
I
get,
would ask them.
does he have an agent?
Why?
Bob.
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, Bob, here's what you do. Before we do anything else, ask him if he has an insurance agent, and then find out who the company is. And if he doesn't have a good agent, get one. And then ask someone to read the policy for you and figure it out, because there's too many variables here. It could be disclaimed in the policy. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Hugh has an update for us. He called in yesterday about a 2023 Hyundai. And what was that problem, Hugh? It was about the 2023, your first oil change at Grease Monkey. You say the engine lights came on, and then it went into limp mode. You went to the dealership, and we were waiting to see if there was any serious damage or what was wrong, right?
That is correct.
What did you find out?
The only information I was able to get is that he has submitted, the service manager has submitted the paperwork to Hyundai for warranty work, but he says it does not look like they will cover it, and the term that he used is outside influences.
Well, they're saying that it was ruined by Grease Monkey.
Right.
I mean,
I do have videos of the work that they did.
Well, then Grease Monkey. Well, that's exactly right. Then you're going to take either or. You're going to take one of them to court. I mean, actually, I think with a new vehicle like that, is it still they got to go through the BBB, Tom? Do you remember?
Only on lemon laws. They don't have to go through them for other stuff. No.
Okay, good. Well, either or, you're going to end up suing one or the other.
I mean, I can't see. Listen, why are you so confident that Grease Monkey did a great job? I'm not saying they didn't. I'm asking a question.
Well, you can see on video, you can see that they pulled the drain plug, they pulled and they let it drain, they changed the filter. I have the filter. I also have the oil that they pulled from the vehicle, and it does have metal shavings in the oil, but they did put in the right amount of oil as well, because with the added oil that I put in my troubleshooting, an extra 2 quarts, and I have the oil that the dealership pulled, there's a total of 8 quarts and 11 ounces sitting in a bucket in my garage.
So you're saying they did not short oil, they did not run it out of oil, it was just coincidental?
Correct.
How many miles on this? It was the very first oil change?
They're going to be able to. They're going to be able to tell. Well, first of all, a couple things here. One, even though I don't like that dealer up in Greeley, the other part of that is they still get money. They still get paid on this job. They have no reason to really turn this job down. So if Hyundai sends someone out, they can do an oil analysis or tear down the engine and see if that thing overheated because of lack of oil. They're going to figure out what happened ultimately.
And they don't even have the oil anymore. I have it.
Did they do an oil analysis?
They did say they did, and they said they found metal particles in the oil, but I'm not sure. I haven't seen the results of any kind of test myself.
Did they verify that it was not run out of oil?
They were claiming it had 12 quarts of oil in it, but I've measured it, and it came out to be 8 quarts.
Are they? Oh, they're saying.
Oh my God! Wait a minute. That's unbelievable.
Right.
That much oil.
They're saying it was overfilled.
That's crazy.
And overfilling will cause that too.
They gave me the oil, and I have 8 quarts.
Okay. Listen, you're going to have a fight, Kevin, and you need to be prepared for it. You're going to have a fight, man.
Man, this thing's brand new, 5,000 miles, and who knows who did what at this point.
Are these engines known to fail, by the way?
There's plenty of recalls. I don't know about on lower mileage like that, but Hyundai's definitely got plenty of engine problems. I don't know about 2023s, though. But I don't even think it matters with 8 or 12 quarts of oil. They're saying it has 12 quarts. How could it possibly have 12 quarts if you can see Jiffy Lube adding oil? Does a guy like walk away and lock it on autopilot and the oil just keeps pumping and pumping?
here's the other thing. In the video at Grease Monkey, they had 3 techs watching the oil go into the vehicle, and they weren't smoking and joking while they were watching this. So I have full confidence that 3 people didn't make a mistake.
Well, okay. Yeah, again, you're going to have to wait to see what the final decision is. You don't have a final decision, do you?
No, I do not.
Well,
and I did open a case with Hyundai America's customer care under their lemon laws.
Well, it's
So
not a
we'll
lemon.
see
Okay,
if-
hold on.
Not yet.
It would be, well, they'd have to try to replace that engine 2 more times.
Yeah, I mean, you haven't even gotten a decision, and you filed for the lemon law? I don't even get that.
Well, through the customer care, that's what they were telling me. It's under the lemon law that I'm filing.
Who told you that? You're just asking for
Hyundai
warrant.
America.
You're just asking for warranty.
Exactly.
All right. Well, that's what you're asking for, warranty work. And you're going to have to figure out, first of all, is your engine ruined?
I believe it is, but
So-
we still do not know.
What information did you get, for God's sakes? You don't know anything. I mean, really, they haven't told you
Really,
anything.
Hyundai's not, they're not giving up much, man.
Okay.
No, they're not, and it's been 2 weeks over there.
I left a message with them yesterday, Tom, and I haven't heard back from them, but that's pretty much their
Can he
MO.
take it to another dealer? Or is it
Be
too
a
late
pain
now?
in the ass.
Well, here's the deal. Here's the thing. When did they say they would have a final determination?
Well, they did have another suggestion, and that was to allow them to wipe the computer clean, put oil back in it, and then have me take it to a dealer, knowing that it is not repaired, knowing that the codes would reappear, and then have me pass it off as though this was the first time it had ever happened.
Wait a minute. The dealer told you that?
The service manager, yes.
Really? He actually suggests this was a private
Oh, yeah,
conversation.
and he said he's trying to help me, and he said he could lose his job for suggesting it, of course.
I just personally, in my opinion, is I don't trust a word coming out of their mouths up there. So I mean, I don't even know what to make of that. I find that I find that just I find it crappy. I find it misleading. I find it stupid. The guy did that.
Did you contact Hyundai directly and say, "Look, my engine is bad, and I need to know what you're going to do about it"?
Yes, and they said they will get back to me in 3 to 5 days.
Okay, let's just wait
This was
then.
Friday.
Let's just wait. Okay, we have to. There's nothing we can do about it right now. 303-713-8255. We're here solving problems, answering questions, taking complaints, making your life just a little easier. More after this.
KHOW Denver, 630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station. Download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Verdict with Ted Cruz.
A fairly calm drive throughout the Denver Metro. Some road work throughout town with some slow spots over on the east end. I-225 southbound at Colfax. We've got road construction in the right lane with stop-and-go traffic back from I-70. Folks heading out of the DIA area to Aurora will have to add about 6 minutes extra to their commute. West of there, I-70 westbound road construction continues between York and Washington. Slow traffic back from Dahlia and Monaco. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, partly cloudy skies today. We're heading into the afternoon with a high of 79 degrees. Overnight low of 52. Tomorrow, high 76, scattered thunderstorms, and those thunderstorms are lasting the rest of the week. The current temperature is 70 degrees with your Impact Traffic and Weather. Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
I'm Ben Ferguson. And I'm Ted Cruz. Debt ceiling showdown. Biden stonewalls and threatens default. Out of control spending and debt.
And the 14th Amendment.
Understand it all. What's happening now?
Download Verdict with Ted Cruz wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, let's talk about the maintenance-free home with K&H Home Solutions, one of the oldest home improvement companies we have. What you can get are Provia windows, soft light windows, and guess what? No maintenance. 30% off this month, and 30% off elegant Provia entry doors, and maintenance-free diamond coat or James Hardy siding. That's 30% off. 15% off roofing. from a company we know and trust, khwindows.com, 303-421-7100. Hey, reverse loans are still a thing. That's right. A lot of people think high interest rates have shut them out. They haven't. And I encourage you to call Empower Reverse Mortgage to find out more. Why? Because some people have enough to get their loan paid off. Even with the higher rates, they can get their loan paid off. Interest accrues against the house. You're not going to lose your house from that. So you're not going to go negative on your house, and you get out from under a mortgage payment. Or if your house is paid for, you can get an emergency line of credit. And on that, you don't pay anything unless you use it. And then you never have to make regular monthly payments. 720-500-7719. Find out more. EmpowerReverse.com. 720-500-7719.
Thank you.
Bennett. Kudos.
Oh, yeah, right over there on the right.
Sell roofing. We're on top of it. Sell. All righty. 761-6400. All right.
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, I went up to, where did we drive?
You know what song? I know you've heard this song before because you seem to know weird stuff. But you know what song, Shannon, I discovered on karaoke night out at my sister's little town?
They expedited.
I haven't been able to play it yet. I'm going to play it for Mark. It's so catchy. It's called Living Next Door to Alice.
Don't know it.
By Smokey. It's from the 70s. Been living 24 years next door to Alice or something. It's such a catchy song. I'm surprised I never heard it before.
Certainly not in the system, and not golly, what's going on?
Yeah, I was surprised. I was like, oh. Of course, Addie and I karaoke'd Taylor Swift.
Mm-hmm.
Did you?
Oh, God.
So you go north and south.
Hmm. All right, here we go.
Back at
khout.com.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Frank's got a comment on that Jiffy Lube thing, and it wasn't Jiffy Lube, it was Grease
Sorry,
Monkey.
Tom, I thought
Grease
it was.
a monkey.
And it was Grease Monkey, and it was also the dealer, and he's having a match now between them. Whose fault is it? Go ahead, Frank.
Okay, when he bought the car, 2023, they usually sell you a warranty, so you could get oil change, free oil change. But you
It comes with 3 years free oil changes, dude. He just decided to go somewhere else, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, but if he goes somewhere else with the first 5,000 miles, that's his fault. He's got to go to the dealership.
No, you don't.
They have
You're
the record.
crazy. Sorry, you're wrong.
Well, you don't. What Frank I think is saying is, if he went to the dealership, then he wouldn't have this problem because they couldn't blame themselves and say.
I'd agree with that wholeheartedly. But I don't want anybody out there thinking if you have a vehicle under warranty, you got to bring it to the dealership. 'cause
Exactly.
That's simply not correct.
Exactly. You don't have to. But Frank, you're right. You get 3 years or 36 months free oil changes, and then you get a 10-year warranty with that thing as well.
Every time I need the oil change on my car, I go to the dealer. I go to Nissan or Kia.
Yeah, but I would never do that out of warranty. I would do that if it was prepaid, yes, but I would never go to a dealer for a regular oil change ever.
Yeah, it's prepaid. You don't have to pay to the
Yeah, the
dealership,
prepaid's different. You're right. Now, Ray, you say you were injured, Ray, on a city bus. What the heck's going on with that, Ray?
I paid, and I took 2 steps. I use a cane. I'm legally blind. I took 2 steps, and the bus driver accelerated as hard as he could, and I went flying into the seat.
Now, hold on. You mean you just got on the bus, and you were about to take a seat. He accelerated before you were in your seat?
Yes, and he accelerated hard, because the guy across from me, he had a cane also, and some other stuff on his lap, and it went flying. And he's already sitting down.
How badly were you injured?
I got to have 2 shoulder replacements.
Oh, my God. I mean, you really took a tumble.
Let's get Fuller.
Yeah, hold on, man. Hold on. We got to come back to you on this one. 303-713-8255. What's wrong with reading my cues anymore, Shannon? What the hell?
No.
Well, you're 3 minutes early to a break.
No, I'm not.
Weinster.com.
Hey, fairly calm. Work through.
Okay, got time for a call on the show.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Ooh, I'm excited. Today by 10 o'clock. Yay.
2 shoulder replacements?
You know, there was a...
Golly.
What do you call it?
What?
Previous condition.
A pre-existing
Pre-existing conditions. You know there was pre-existing for him.
How do you forget that? Isn't that how you introduce Mark at a cocktail party?
What did you say?
And this is my pre-existing condition.
This is my pre-existing.
That's pretty good, Shannon.
Crawfish boil.
Do I have anything here?
Yeah.
Nothing here.
All right.
That's what she asked you.
How much time do I have?
4.5 minutes.
Would you tell Mark you're writing all this stuff down for my complaint?
Oh, we're keeping notes for you, Tommy. I'm on
Thanks.
board now.
Thanks, Suze. Even though I'll split it with you, even though you're married to him.
The widows always get the best.
Yeah, you know, there's really no meat in them at all, so I don't want to do one again. I'm done. I'm done with those. Now I want to do a
Suck
crab
in the
boil.
head and all the rest of us.
And there's T-shirts about that. Addie bought a shirt. Mark, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Adeline bought a shirt in New Orleans. You know what it says?
Fuck you.
Fuck you, you fucking fuck.
And then she put it on yesterday for the airport, and I didn't say a word. I was like, oh, my God. But she changed. Oh, thank God,
She was
Mark.
just trying to bust your
And
butt.
that's why I didn't say a word. She won't be wearing that into Caplis's law firm.
Did you take a picture of her in it, though?
No, but we will. She has it.
You need to, and then we'll send it to
we'll just
Joni
hold
and
it
Pop-Up.
Yeah, we'll hold it against her.
Or she should wear it under her suit for the first case that she wins, and then flash the other bench.
All right. Hey, John, how you doing? I am doing well. I'm just going to get you in queue. It's an easy one. A guy got on a city bus. The driver accelerated
John loves
before
hearing city
he sat
bus.
down. Now he needs double
That's his
shoulder
favorite.
replacement or something.
Tell me he needs two
Yeah, so the guys
replacements.
wanted me to get you on board, okay? Thank you, mister. Hang tight. Listen to the phone.
It is pretty crazy.
Yep.
Ray, I've got my attorney
It
on
might
for
be
you.
one
Hang
of
tight.
those
Listen
where
to
the guy,
phone. Come right back to you.
if he didn't need the shoulder replacements already, might actually have something.
Right.
There was no pre-existing.
I mean, he must have went fucking flying to need two shoulders.
Yeah.
How do you hit both shoulders?
It's crazy. Mark, did you sure you booked the right flight for next Wednesday? Like the right time for to get on with us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no. I went out of my way to take a later flight.
Really?
No, of course I did.
So now get some peace and quiet at the airport. I see. Thank you. It's a gift.
I can't believe I booked that for tomorrow. I just can't believe it.
I'm surprised you didn't.
But
book
I had
mine
the
wrong.
flight back right. That's what's even more fucked up.
Whoa. So you're planning on staying for a long time somewhere?
I'm gonna get to see my son next week.
The next Walmart air?
Come on.
No kidding, huh?
I hate it.
It's so badass.
I hate the cattle call.
Is he already dating a Penner?
What?
Penner. You know, Greg Penner, the CEO.
Oh.
I like a sign seat.
He's already dating a Penner.
Look at that.
I don't know why Stephanie always goes to Southwest. I don't know why.
You think at some point we can get a free Sam's Club deal here or something, or what?
Something. Some sort of perk.
You doing anything this weekend?
Hey, Bob Mark.
Denied the right of
You're
due
also-
process in an eviction.
Is the whole company going?
Uh-oh, here we go.
Oh. Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. Plumb line in the house, by the way. And when they're not here, you can find them at 303-586-1086. And Bob, real quick here on Plumb line, somebody wants to know about high recovery water heaters. What is the largest size you can get on a high recovery water heater? Do you know?
You know, I think on the high recovery for residential, it's 75 gallons, but
But that would be equivalent to what?
Well, the one we did for you is 55 gallons, and
it's equivalent to 250.
270.
270.
Yes.
And it really works. I mean,
they're amazing.
The way they work is while you're using it, it's recovering, and it's equivalent to 250 gallon or 270, as you said, and it's amazing to me how that works.
Right. So that's one option. A lot of people are going to tankless now, which is another great option, but the high recovery.
What is the price difference between the high recovery and a tank?
There's not a big price difference between those two, right?
Really? Okay.
It just depends on what your needs are and space requirements as well.
Okay. As far as tankless, is that considered more green? I'm just curious.
It is, because rather than keeping hot water in a tank that's readily available, the heat exchanger, there's no water storage. Now, some of the models have a small tank, but basically it's heating as the water goes through the unit. So for a traditional water heater, it fires on and off all the time to keep that water hot.
I have a specific question. How many customers care about energy conservation and being green and high efficiency and all of that? What percentage? A large number?
I would say probably 20%, and it seems to be growing.
Okay.
Yes, so quite a few people ask what the green options are. Now, again, some of the green options are very expensive.
And some of the green options save you money. I mean, like high efficiency, for example, save you money, right?
Right. When you get a high efficiency furnace, for example, or air conditioning system, it will save you money over time, and in the long run, it'll actually pay for the difference. But usually, you don't see that return on investment for 10 or 15 years, and so a lot of people, when they see the initial price, it might be $3,000-$4,000 more. They're not willing to put that money up front.
I see. Yeah. Hey, Mark, do you guys care about, seriously now, green options when you go shopping for anything?
Generally not.
Care about what?
Green options.
Green.
Green options?
Yeah.
Lord have mercy, Tom.
And what about organic? I swear to God, I can't believe. Now, I don't want to buy junk, okay? I don't want to buy stuff that just on purpose, let's put some nitrates in it. I mean, or let's just put some stuff in there. But I have never gone out of my way for organic, and I can't believe some of the people that won't even think about buying something. One time, my brother-in-law did this. He was sent out to get some organic chicken, and he said, "The hell with this." And he took a bag from the other store and put the chicken in that he bought. It's a true story, and he'll even tell you. I think he might even be listening. And then he takes it, and everyone was commenting on how delicious and juicy and how good it was. And he told me that story. I hope he told the rest of the family, because now they know. But anyway, can you believe that?
I thought organic just meant they don't wash the dirt off before they put it on the shelf.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, Ray, we have John Fuller. John Fuller is our personal injury expert. Now, normally he handles auto accidents and stuff like that. But, John, this one does sound pretty egregious. Ray was on a city bus. Was it a city bus, Ray? I'm assuming it was, right?
Yes.
And he said before he could take his seat, the bus driver accelerated and he went tumbling. And now he needs 2 shoulder replacements. Now, Ray, did you have any trouble with your shoulders before this?
Yeah, I'd had a rotator cuff repair.
Okay. How old are you, Ray?
I'm already 73.
So you're a young man. Shut up, Mark. He's a young man. So, John, what do you think?
I think we have a million issues on this. Was this an RTD bus, sir?
Yes, it was.
Okay, so
Well,
first
the
and
Metro
foremost,
bus.
I'm sorry? You said it was an RTD Metro bus? Okay.
The Metro bus
So
in Colorado Springs.
Okay.
Mountain
so
Metro.
First and foremost, that is a governmental entity and requires that you give notice under the Colorado Governmental Immunity Act. That's a predicate event that has to take place before you even do anything, and it has to happen within 182 days of the day of your accident. If you didn't do that, or if you don't do that, you'll forever lose your right. Here's what I think. I think that every time I have an RTD bus accident, they sound really cool right up until when I get the 4K color video of the event, which all these buses have cameras, and then they turn into something very different. If yours is exactly as it
Hold on, and we'll come back to this. Furnace and AC. See if you can get him back.
I got it. You got it?
Troubleshooter Show, what is your first name?
You got a ton of static.
Ronald, you said?
When it comes to green.
Hi, Ronald. Denison. Celeste, what would you like to talk to Tom about on the show today?
God,
Hey, can he come in on 4, Shannon?
Some of this is ridiculous.
Shannon, can John come in 4 for this one?
Finally getting the performance and everything right.
Yeah, go in 4.
10 years ago, there's no way I could.
Yeah, well, we got a break. We'll go right back to it.
Oh, you know what? Well, I helped.
Sounds like he's in an aircraft.
No, I heard that.
I can't believe it. I got a credit card. I want to increase the line. I got the maximum line they have.
I don't really know. And you said this has to do with what, Ronald?
I know why, too, because it's a big cash back card.
I'm having a hard time understanding you. Like, what?
I'd use the fucking Amex more, but they don't.
You haven't got that yet? All right, hang on a minute.
There's no doubt a beautiful car, but I also heard things about viewers that probably they don't go the distance like I'm bored with cars. I really am. Does anything excite you right now as far as cars?
I've never been a huge car guy. I mean, I like nice cars. I like luxury. I got a Lincoln Navigator, which I love, but like you were talking about,
Hello.
7 being too big. My Navigator is big.
Hey, buddy, don't run off. I'll go get it off of 760.
But I like.
Oh, cool. All right.
I don't like being. Unless I'm driving a sports car.
Was that Fuller you were just talking to?
Yep.
Oh, he's coming on the Access? Cool. Ray, we're coming back to you. Hang tight.
But no, I can't think of a car that really excites me right now.
Cars became more utility. It's not like a statement. When I was younger,
Sure, young guys, definitely, they're.
what I care about now, I swear to God, is health, peace. It's it's like, you know, and
It's called maturity.
fun. I mean, like those drums, I'll talk back. Those drums are very interesting. Those are.
La 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 la.
Do you have us now, John?
Yeah, I did for just a blip, but then it went away as soon as you started talking. So
Gotcha. Am I back?
you're back, but not the audio for the
Oh,
channel.
yeah, no, I don't want you to hear the station. Just yet.
Okay. I hear you, the smooth,
That
dulcet
is the
tones.
most important thing. The most important thing.
Oh my God. You guys.
Why are you running the show today, Suzanne? Is Kelly off for something on vacation, or?
Pretty much, and I just flew in from New Orleans last night. I go home like at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. I did my first crawfish boil and my last. Now I need to do a crab boil.
Yeah, crawfishes. What do you think of crawfish, John?
They're lovely. Don't you think you should have crossed that bridge before you contemplate buying a place right in the middle of that country?
Well,
I don't eat any of that
they still have
shit.
shrimp and grits and jambalaya and crab.
Oh.
I want to do a crab boil now. That
ever
is
played
my
with it?
jam now.
Shrimp and grits is badass.
I love shrimp and grits.
I concur.
Best.
How many times have you seen a video off of the bus and it's completely different?
Oh, a lot.
Blank, blank,
lot.
blank.
How long does it take? Do you have to actually, do you just generally request it and they give it to you
Oh,
because
yeah.
they know they're in the right?
Yeah, absolutely. If they send that sucker to you in about 8 seconds, you know it shows a different story. But they'll always give it to us. I mean, they're pretty easy to work with.
they don't pay easy, but they're easy to give us the videos and set everything up. You know, the lady's really professional that we work with, and they'll give them to us, and they're, I mean, they just paint a different story, you know.
Yeah. I wonder how that works. Like, are they supposed to wait till someone sits down?
Well, see, that's the whole thing. If this guy took off, like, watching him, like, haha, watch this, you know, maybe. But, I mean, no, there's loops hanging from the ceiling and bars that you can hang on to, like the airport trains. I mean, if you don't hang on to those suckers, you're going for a tumble. You know?
Of course.
So, I'm not thinking this one's going to materialize, but I'll at least, you know, give him the old college try. But
He said, and you didn't hear this part, he said another guy didn't even sit down yet and took off. No, I'm sorry, I got it backwards. The other guy already sat down, and the guy took off so fast that the other guy went flying too.
Set, not just a rubber
well,
pad. It feels like a
you know, at some point, Mark, I mean, imagine how many people you could line up that. I've had people that get their fingers caught in the doors closing and you know, trip up coming up and down the stairs, and they all think they have a wonderful case, but very few of them actually turn into decent cases.
Yeah.
They're the best drums that you can buy. And one of the reasons
who knows?
The shells have no intrusions.
John, I went and bought all those ingredients and then deleted your recipe, so I'm going to go by memory.
I'll send it to you again.
Oh, thank you so much.
It's really easy. If you're, you know, halfway adept, you'll whoop that up in no time.
Oh, yeah. I went that day and bought it and then realized I deleted this. Like, shoot.
So, John, what would happen, like, if you talk to this guy a little more and then talk to him off air and you want to at least look into it? Is that just you contacting them and getting that video to begin with? Or do you got to actually file a case?
I'm going to have the guy know, because they won't even listen to me really if I don't. And
got it.
I mean, I would have to undertake to represent the guy, and then I would have to withdraw and back out. And here's the thing, Mark. I mean, you know, he needs surgery. He hasn't had surgery. He's on Medicare. Medicare is a pain in the ass to deal with. So you're talking about, you know, stuff that he needs but that he hasn't had yet. So his actual meds may be
is that
next
you
to
again?
nothing.
Yeah.
And
might have zero damages.
Hang on a minute, mister.
Yeah, it's complicated, and he may not have the ability or the inclination to go and get those surgeries, because those are motherfucker surgeries to be 80 years old and getting your shoulders redone, you know? That's no fun at all.
I wouldn't even think about that.
Did you get rattled on, or he called?
But the drummer.
He called.
That's funny as hell.
All right, 10 seconds, guys.
Commission 3.9%. iHeartRadio Access Day, and Frank Duran, the real estate man.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. What's going on in your life? Let's talk to you about your problems, questions, complaints. Bob Logan's in the house with Plumbine Services. And we've been talking about home services, plumbing, heating, cooling, electric drains, water heaters, and the like. If you have any questions, give us a call. We also have John Fuller on the line to talk about what he does best, which is personal injury. Now, he does usually, of course, car accidents. He's my accident lawyer. And he can be your accident lawyer at myaccidentlawyer.co. Now, I say that all the time, but here's the bottom line. He also can talk about other injuries, but this one is weird. Ray was on a city bus, or he said a metro bus, Colorado Springs. No matter what it is, if it's a government entity, it's a government entity, and you have to handle it a certain way. He was on a bus before he could take a seat. The bus driver took off. He tumbled. Now he needs 2 shoulder replacements. He's 73 years old. John Fuller, I wanted to say something in the beginning first, and I want to ask you a question straight out that's on everyone's mind. And I even asked the question, how old are you? When someone is injured, it happened to my mother. She was injured and she was in her 80s. And people asked that question. This was years ago, and I believe the attorney kind of said to us in a way, well, you know, it's harder to get damages when someone's older because you expect them to be damaged. This was in New York, by the way. So is there any truth to that, John? The older you are, the harder it is to get damages.
No, I don't think so at all. I'll tell you that the reason I ask the question is because anytime I have an older potential client, I want to find out what their health insurance situation is. And this gentleman, by being over 65, he's on Medicare. And so that raises a whole nother bunch of issues, because Medicare not only has a right to get paid back like any other health insurance, but Medicare also has the ability to look forward and predict what your medical care exposure might be down the road. So let's think about what this guy says. I have 2 bad shoulders. I need to have shoulder surgery. That means he hasn't had them yet, but he may in the future. And so if we're looking at a case against RTD, or any entity for that matter, and we are able to collect just based upon the need for the surgery, well, then Medicare is going to have their hand out and want to sequester all that money into a separate account called a Medicare set-aside, just to protect that money and the ability to pay them back once that surgery takes place. And so you're kind of damned if you do and damned if you don't. If you don't have the surgeries, you're going to have to set aside money to cover them. If you have the surgeries, you're going to have to pay them back for what they've already paid. So it makes for a challenging case in a circumstance like this, and that's why I asked the question.
All right, now, as far as going after a government entity, you have to give them notice. Ray, how long ago did this accident happen?
It happened in July, the end of July.
Oh.
And there was a lawyer that gave him notice, because apparently he told me he met with the adjuster or something, or he talked to the adjuster. But then he decided not to take the case after he looked through it. And that's what everybody tells me, that they won't go against the city because they litigate everything.
Well, what does that tell you, though?
That's so. Can I just decipher that for you?
Go ahead, John.
That means, I'll tell you exactly what that means. You don't have a case, okay? I'll just be honest with you. You don't have a case. When a lawyer tells you they're too busy, we have to litigate everything. That's what we do, is litigate cases. I'm not afraid to litigate a case, but I don't want a case that I'm going to lose. And so if I believe that your case lacks in merit, I'm going to just tell you that straight out. But that's me. A lot of people just can't bring themselves to do that.
Well, one thing, the bus is full of cameras.
You bet it is.
And everything's recorded. I won't be lying. I'm going to see. I'm waiting to get surgery with Dr. Weinstein in Colorado Springs. Apparently, he's the best. He does all the Olympic people and the sports people, from baseball to football and everybody else. Anyway. He said I have like 10 tears in my shoulder.
The issue is one of negligence, sir. And to prove your case, you've got to prove that driver was negligent, which means that he saw you and took the risk of moving, he undertook an unreasonable risk. And that's a hard thing to prove. You don't know if the guy looked up, if his vision was obstructed by another passenger. You just don't know always what that guy saw, and you unfortunately have the burden of proof. And the happening of an accident by itself does not carry the burden for the plaintiff in Colorado.
Okay.
I understand.
All right, so...
But, one thing, isn't it their responsibility to watch out for the safety of someone, especially when someone's using a cane?
Ray, that's right. You're right. Ray, you're right. But what John and other attorneys might tell you, it all comes down to damages. Everyone has a responsibility for something. And a lack of responsibility, and John, we've said this before, no matter what kind of a claim it is, whether it's personal injury or contract breach or any claim under the law, doesn't it all come down to damages?
I think it does. That's one half of the equation. It also comes down to liability. But to take what the gentleman said to the illogical extreme, if that were truly the case, that they had this burden to protect everybody that was on their bus, they wouldn't move until everybody was seat belted in with the 3-point harness, and we had all the sharp edges padded and stuff. I mean, there's a point at which we just won't tolerate that level of safety in the interest of expediency and getting from point A to point B in a public transportation system.
And Ray, if you've already talked to an attorney and they've turned it down, what John Fuller is saying is probably correct. They don't see, even though you have damages, they don't see it worth taking and litigating against someone because it's not a clear-cut maybe negligence, or it's not a clear-cut case of liability. And John, even again, if someone is 100% liable, it doesn't mean there are big damages all the time. I mean, don't you do a multi-pronged analysis when you take on a case?
Absolutely, Tom. But in this case, as I said, it's not only the existence of damages, but it's when those damages are going to occur and what that means to us in terms of having to repay those insurance.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
It's all part of the equation.
Yeah, and again, so that's one of the reasons you talk to a good personal injury attorney. But John will never say to people, "Hey, yeah, you got a good case, but I can't take it because I'm too busy." And he's never going to say, "Well, you know, they litigate everything." John, how often do you hear that? It's lawyer speak. They just want to let someone down easily. Why do they do that?
I think that's exactly it. They just don't want to. They don't want to be wrong and have somebody turn out and claim that they had a phenomenal case and the attorney told them they don't have a case. I mean, I'm not going to tell you you don't have a case. Call around, talk to other people. But here's why I'm turning down the case, and I will be honest with you about my concerns about liability or damages or proving your case or whatever it may be. I'll tell you the truth. I'm not guaranteeing any particular outcome down the road, but I will tell you an honest assessment of what I think of your case and whether or not I'm willing to take it on.
John Fuller, 303-597-4500. Bennett, welcome to the show. What's going on, Bennett? What can we do for you, sir?
Hey, man. I got to tell you about XL Roofing. We had a bad hailstorm, and I called them, and they came out exactly the day they said they would. They assessed the damage. They were here for like 2 hours. They also wanted to meet with the insurance adjuster, which they did. These guys are phenomenal. They're not pushing. They're not begging. They're just here to do a good job. He found damage on our house, on our siding, and also on our fences that I didn't believe was there.
Wow. Wow, that's good.
I would put these guys up against any other roofing company.
Well, thank you. We love live kudos and reviews. Thank you very much, Bennett. Of course, Excel Roofing is on our referral list at referralist.com, and they're on our show often. And we have more coming right up.
Politicians have never met a tax they didn't like. You need to take steps now to protect your retirement savings from rising inflation, a failing economy, and another ridiculous stock market correction. Thanks to Goldgate Capital, you can easily preserve your wealth. You'll find all
right, Tom, 10 seconds. You're coming up next.
Thanks.
Obligation special report. Discover how to save your retirement by calling Goldgate Capital at 855-770-GOLD today. That's 855-770-4653.
You know, I really, absolutely, positively think that dealing with addiction is necessary. It's not something that will go away on its own, ever. The Raleigh House, I'm so happy to have as a sponsor here. They have a multi-pronged approach. They have the ranch, which is a rural setting with equine therapy. They have all kinds of medical-assisted therapy. And what you need is to call them if you are plagued, or your family, with alcoholism, substance abuse, trauma, anxiety, depression, any mental health issue causing addiction, or just mental health issues, please call them. They're there to help you on this line. TheRaleighHouse.com, 720-891-4657. 720-891-4657. I know the owner who founded this years ago, and they're dedicated to helping as many people as possible since 2008. TheRaleighHouse.com. One Clear Choice Garage Doors. Yeah, the name says it all. They are a clear choice for your garage doors. OneClearChoiceDoors.com has all the prices fully disclosed on their website, and I'm telling you, they're great people. OneClearChoiceDoors.com. I've used them several times, and I can't think of a better company. They even have emergency service. If you can't get your door opened or keep it closed, they'll be right out there. OneClearChoiceDoors.com, 720-370-3987.
204. Nope, that one's 80237. Yep. Thanks, bye.
Is the avocado a cantaloupe yet?
Hey, Tom?
Yeah.
Remember, we've got those liners every day we're supposed to be saying about iHeart.
Avocado to a papaya.
On the Access?
Maybe it's
Yeah, I just
papaya.
sent you the newest one from Dave, so you...
Thank you, papaya.
The last update I got was avocado. What was that, a week or so
Oh,
ago?
that's so cute.
Yep.
Hey, Dragon, have people been doing those Access Day shit?
No.
They haven't been doing the liners?
We'll do them.
I mean, it's difficult to... I don't want to oversaturate it or anything, but there's a spot for it that's running virtually every spot block.
Okay.
And there's a tag on one of the actual spots with Tom talking about it. So then the host talking about it too feels a bit much personally from my point of view, but who am I? I'm just a button pusher. I think maybe Michael mentioned it yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, Dave's pretty straightforward in this email. Talk about it twice per show.
Mark, talk about it then. You just talk about it if you have that copy.
What the hell
All right.
is it?
It's pretty cool, actually. I think it's one of the smartest things they've ever
June
done.
1st, it's going to be a big discount day. June 1st. For people...
But that doesn't say that in the copy, though. It just says, you know, like, stay tuned or June 1st or whatever it was.
Yeah. It's like Black Friday. That's the best way to put it.
Well, then say that.
I will.
Is it in the copy?
No.
All right, then. That's my problem.
God.
As Addie would say...
Listen, do you got a bottle with that wine?
As your daughter would say, loosen your corset, Mark.
Right.
No.
All right.
Somebody, you ever heard of Bruce Kate Davis? Tom?
What?
You ever heard of Bruce Kate Davis? I don't know if that's Bruce and Kate or a middle name.
No, why?
I guess they owned a ice cream shop in... What the fuck neighborhood is this? Oh, Apple Farms, Fort Lupton. You remember somebody that owned a ice cream shop?
No. I should probably. What about it?
They just emailed and said, I was one of the first to build there.
Oh.
I bought many lots after the BK with Chuck.
Yeah, so what about it?
Tom came to my ice cream shop on many occasions.
Oh, okay. I remember that shop in Fort Lupton now. Yes, I do.
That was it.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, and he says, by the way...
Tommy, are you going to Italy?
We might be changing that.
Oh, okay.
There's a reason for that, but...
Okay.
There's a... I'll talk to you about it, what's going on there.
Okay.
All right, 15 seconds, guys.
Here's another album.
USA.com or test drive one at your local dealer.
This hour from the Trajan Wealth K-House Studios. Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com. Hi,
Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Ray has some more on this injured on a city bus. But, Mark, I want to bring this up because I went to plumlineservices.com and I see the 93 are free. You were, like, sold on that one because I know a lot of people think, look, they just want to get to your house and it's a loss leader. And there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. I want to talk about that. There's nothing wrong with people doing oil changes or
I
doing
made a living at it, man, for 10 years.
Or doing things for you in order to find other things, if the other things they find are true. For example, if Plumline Services comes out for 93 or free, if they come out and can't clear your drain for $93 and the call is free, they really do that. Because why? If they can't clear it, they want the call to be free, and then they say, by the way, the reason we can't clear it and the reason it's free today is because you have this, this, or this. And most of the time, they hope maybe you'll have them fix it because they have their own drain division. But you literally took them to task and had it done, right?
Yeah, so it was crazy. We were out of town. We came back, and a day after we were back, one sink, our main kitchen sink, it just wouldn't drain. So, I mean, weird? I'm pretty good at this stuff. I tried snaking it out myself, and I got down
there. But it was only
maybe
that one sink, right,
just
Mark?
one freaking sink. I got down there about 10 feet with my little, Walmart snake. That didn't do anything. I pulled some stuff apart, pulled the garbage disposal out, and just couldn't get the damn thing to drain. So I called them up. They were out the next day, and this kid named Noah, oh, man, was he good. He just got in there.
Now, did he go in through your sink, or did he go downstairs?
No, he went in kind of right through the sink. I already kind of tore apart underneath the sink, so I already got to the access for him, but he would have got there in a
Where
matter
was
of
the
minutes.
clog, do you know?
It was in the one that connects to, I don't even want to call it my main, but it connects to one of the mains. It's where that kitchen sink connects to one of the mains that then connects to the main.
Do they know?
The main at my house is septic, by the way.
Do they know what caused it?
Yeah, it was just over years and years of food and probably some grease and whatever else has been put down there. It was just like, it just finally happened.
And it was 93.
It was $93. He didn't try to sell me anything else. And what I want to emphasize this, he had absolutely no idea that, like, Bob comes on the show. I mean, he knew none of that, like literally none of that.
That's very cool, Bob. The 93 are free. That's a very popular thing.
Well, and I asked him, Tom, and I said, how do you guys even afford to do this? This seems crazy, $93. He goes, well, it could be 1 out of 10 or 2 out of 10. I forget what he said. Turn out to be sewer lines, which of course is a big job for any company, but they're all legit, man. I mean, this is a legit deal.
Yeah, like Tom said, I mean, we hope that we can come out and clear your drain for $93. If you have an issue, then we're going to give you, we're going to identify what the issue is and give you some options for repairs. And, not that we're hoping that on people, but we know we're going to do a better job than
like
anybody
you said,
else in the
it's a
state.
percentage.
And then the other thing, though, Bob, I wanted to ask you is if someone else, let's say, I don't know, they have some other company out there, and that other company goes, oh, you need a sewer line. Noah was telling me sometimes you guys will actually do free second opinions and actually scope it and see if it's real or not. Is that correct?
That's on any major repair, whether it's a sewer line, whether it's a furnace air conditioning system.
See, and everyone should have that done.
But I wanted to follow up with that. How often do you get out and whatever the other company was gives them an estimate for, I don't know, 10, 20,000, whatever it is for a sewer line replacement, and they don't even need it?
Thankfully, it's not a high percentage, and part of that, we want to be careful too, because, for example, if we feel if roots are growing in your main sewer line, for example, there's some companies that say, well, you can just clean them out every year.
Yeah.
And you can certainly do that, but there's no guarantees that at some point that line's not going to collapse, and so we'll give you that as an option.
Yeah, roots coming through are not normal, no matter what. It's not a normal situation.
Right, exactly, and so it's like having metal shavings in your...
Now, it would be different if you had to do it every 5 or 6 years and it's that slow, but...
Yeah.
Right,
but no,
exactly.
I mean...
So we're all about just educating our clients, regardless of whether it's a sewer line, furnace, whatever it is, water heater. We're just about educating our clients, giving them some options for either maintenance or repair or replacement. And at the end of the day, it's their house, it's their money, it's their family. They can choose to do it what they want. We're just there to serve them however we can.
And even though you're making fun of me during the breaks, guess what I've been taught? Well, guess what they're going to do for me?
Replace your flapper.
No, I'm replacing the whole damn toilets. I hate those top pulls. I'll never have one of those again as long as I live. Anyway.
You know, I wanted to, we were talking about deals in that 93 are free. Coming up June 1st, iHeart All Access Day. It's the first time they ever did this, if you haven't heard about it. But every single host across the country is going to be talking about it once, 2, 3 times a show from now leading up to June 1st. But here's the deal. The biggest deals from local and national brands. An example is Home Depot on June 1st. If you go to the website we're going to be giving you over the next week, if you go there on June 1st and sign up, you're going to get 20% off any purchase at Home Depot. There's going to be a bunch of free fast food kind of deals. I think Dunkin' Donuts gives you a free $5 coupon, which covers coffee and a biscuit or coffee and a breakfast sandwich.
Frank Duran.
That's crazy.
Frank Duran's doing something very special. I don't want to give it away, but, man, you're going to
say it. It's insane. Frank Duran, first of all, the reason he's so successful and can sell your house for more money than virtually anybody else out there and quicker is because he advertises the hell out of it, and he knows how to negotiate. He's going to do that 3D walkthrough, Tom. He's going to come in and clean the carpets if they're needed, stage the house, clean the entire house, bring professional maids in, and he's going to do it all. Now, here's a caveat. On June 1st, you got to go to his landing page, and there's more to come on that, and all you got to do is sign up. Of course, you don't have to sell your house that day, but if you sign up, and then you decide to sell your house by the end of the year, he's going to do everything we talked about, plus what?
A reduced commission. I think it's like half.
3.9. It's unheard of for his level of service.
Unbelievable.
I don't think it's ever been done before.
All right, now, I want to talk to Randy from yesterday, who has a follow-up on the painting contractor. He called yesterday. He hired Denzel Roof, the guy's name is, the paint factory, to replace some bad siding and paint the house. He paid 50% up front and then paid the other half, and he says he needs to get it corrected because there's some promises, and the guy promised to correct it. What's going on, Randy?
Hey, Tom. How you doing?
Good, man. What's going on? What's the latest?
So the latest is he didn't show yesterday, and pretty much gave me his story why he couldn't show up. So he ended up texting me, and then I texted him back.
What's his story?
It became a text. So it became a texting war that, hey, this stuff needs to be done. I was a little sad that it wasn't done on time, and then he laid in. Well, my guys worked their butts off, and pretty much, told me that I'm just being disrespectful of the time that was put in. But I said the job wasn't complete. I said I respected that your guys did the work, and so hey, I'm trying to give a guy a chance.
Well, he's supposed to do the work. He was paid to do the work. I mean, screw that.
Yeah.
I mean, you're complaining, and well, you should, if he did not do everything he promised to do. And what you ought to do is get an estimate. You should get an estimate for getting this damn thing done the right way and go out and sue him in small claims court for this.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you going to do? Did he say he would finally come or not?
He keeps, he said he was going to, but he never showed. So I don't know if he's going to show today, and I'd like to know why.
How did you leave the texting war?
Discussion. So basically, just went into, hey, I just need the job done. He said, well, none of my other customers complain. I used, this many gallons of paint and this meant, and I said, well, look. I look in my trash can. You guys had thrown all your leftovers, your rollers, your leftover paint, your buckets. You threw them all in my recyclable bin. That's a waste.
Is this? Hold on. Here's what I need to know. Is this the paint factory in Littleton?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, that's a way. I mean. What you just said kind of makes me think twice. I mean, okay, so the guy threw some stuff away in the wrong trash bin. I mean, why are we getting that kind of nitpicky on this?
Well, because that's not what he's. He's just what I call piling it on. That's what people do when they're
Hey,
pissed.
Tom.
Yeah.
Tom, I have Denzel on. He's willing to come on and give his side.
Good, excellent. We want to do that. And let's get. Hold on, I want to give him more time. So let's do it right after this.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Michael Brown in the morning and Dan Kaplis in the afternoon. 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Colorado 811. Call before you dig.
Pretty calm drive throughout the Denver Metro with some significant slowdowns about town. Over on the east end, I-225 southbound at Colfax. Road construction in the right lane. Stop and go back from I-70. We're looking about 6 minutes of delay driving for folks heading south to the Aurora area. Closer to downtown, I-25 both north and southbound. We're looking at speeds in the 40s and 50s between Alameda and Colfax. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, partly cloudy skies out there, smoky. Another warm one with a high of 79 degrees in the afternoon, overnight low of 52. Tomorrow, scattered thunderstorms with a high of 76. The current temperature in Denver is 73 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Every project, big or small,
You're coming up next, Tom. 10 seconds.
includes digging. Contacting Colorado 811 will need to happen first. It's fast, free, easy, and it's the law. Always contact Colorado 811 before you dig.
You know, reverse loans are very useful for those 62 and older if they have equity in their home. Many times they just want to get rid of their house payment, so they borrow enough just to pay off their home. Other people have their house paid down or paid off, and what they want is an emergency line of credit for as they get older. And a funny thing about this line of credit, let's say you have a line of credit of $50,000 on your house or more. Do you know it grows by 7% a year, and they can never take that borrowing power away? So as you get older, you have more money available, and when you borrow it, you don't have to pay it back, and your house will never go negative? Find out more from Approval Reverse Mortgage. ApprovalReverse.com. 303-771-3528. 303-771-3528.
Hey, Bob. Hey, Bob.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Hey, I'm sending you an email right now. I'm sending you an email, baby.
Yeah, boy. Troubleshooter Show, what is your first name? Right now we have Bob Logan on with Plumline Services. Is that what you were talking about? I can give you their phone number if you want. Sure. Absolutely.
There's a 23 or free.
303?
No, 23 and me. No, wait, 93 or free.
1086. Most welcome. Call anytime.
You should do 93 or free, and it includes a 23 and me. See, you got
like
to.
that.
I'll tell you
I'm not
what.
sure how it relates to our core business.
You throw in a free DNA test. Come on, Bob. You got to start thinking modern times, man. We're not in the pony era anymore. I mean, we have cars and wheels and tires. Come on, man.
Oh, gosh.
You know what you could do? You do a 93 and free, and you get a 23 and me, and you also get, what else do you get?
Bob, do you babysit?
Do I what?
Babysit.
Sure.
I'll drop Mark off for the weekend.
You wouldn't like my rates.
I might.
It's 93 or free.
It's 93 or free. Tommy, go to this painter when you come back.
Got it.
Hey, Tom,
What?
Look what I put up on the screen. You gave out the wrong website. Joe just emailed me. It's smartmoneymoves.info for the seminar.
That's what I said. Smart
no,
money.
you did the Become the Banker one. I heard you. I didn't think much of it, but he did.
Okay, but I did do today Smart Money Moves. One time, I know I did.
Yeah, he was talking about the 2-minute call-in, I believe.
Mark Randolph didn't say what the issue was?
No.
Okay.
Nada. That's all I have. I got nothing else. That's kind of why I didn't just send it straight to Matt.
Maybe I'll call him.
If I had to guess, I mean, really, the only issues I ever hear is you guys had to reschedule.
Yeah.
But generally, that's when, all hell's breaking loose.
We're very busy. We're having everything. Yeah, it's weird. So on the HVAC side, the first week of May we blew up, and then it kind of died off, and now we're taking off again. So, yeah.
What is freedom?
We coming back, Dragon?
Yep,
We're getting
30
close.
seconds.
30 seconds, Denzel.
God, I got one person that emails me constantly over a referral list member. Just the dumbest things, too. I already know who it is, too. It's a ex-partner.
15 seconds, guys.
And City Market.
Grill it, fry it, put it in parm. As long as you make it Redbird Farms.
630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So here's the bottom line. This guy calls in yesterday. His name's Randy, and Randy says, look, I hired the paint factory in Littleton, Denzel Roof, to replace some bad siding and paint the house last Thursday, paid 50% up front, then paid the second half. He said it was poorly done and incomplete, meaning he said, I wanted some deficiencies fixed. He said some of the siding he promised to replace was not replaced, and the paint. Before I let Denzel on, Randy, what exactly was the problem with the paint job? You said some of the siding wasn't replaced, but what's wrong with the paint?
Okay, it's a mixed match where it's some of it was sprayed, and then when the sprayer broke, they rolled the back.
All right.
So the back is rolled, and the side is sprayed.
What did you want done, Randy? What did you want done? You wanted the siding that he promised to replace. How many pieces did he forget to replace?
2.
Oh, that's not a big deal. Okay.
The promise 6 on the contract. 4 were done.
Okay, so 2 pieces of siding. That's not a big deal. And then what did you want him to do about the spraying versus the brushing?
Basically, I don't know. I mean, finish the tops. I mean, there's areas you can see that wasn't finished. There's nail holes that weren't filled.
Okay, so you just don't like the quality. Okay, so let's bring up Denzel. Randy, thanks. Let's give Denzel a chance to talk. Denzel, hi. I don't have to recap it. You just heard it. What do you have to say, sir?
I can say I was on the job for 4 days. He was very upset the day I pulled up and my sprayer broke, and he didn't think his job was going to get finished. It was thunder and lightning. If you check the forecast for Denver, Colorado, or Aurora, Colorado 4 days ago, I said I'm going to come back and finish pressure washing during the thunderstorm, and he said, okay, that's cool, because when I first got there, he didn't believe that I was going to get the job done because I had tattoos on my hands, my neck, places like that. So when I got there, he was discriminating me the whole time. So then the second day we showed up, well, before we showed up, an hour before we showed up, he called it and said, you shouldn't take someone's job if you don't have material. So we showed up 30 minutes later with scaffolding, ladders, everything of the sort. And he's tried to apologize, and I went about my business. And he was like, well, I hope the rain doesn't rain you guys out. I said, well, we're going to work anyways, all because of the way he kept talking to us. So my employees, one of my employees worked a 13-hour day that day. The next one worked a 13-hour day the next day. And then we had 5 employees on the third day. He said yesterday, it's sad that it's taking you guys so long to do a 2-story house. And I told him, I was like, I'm not going to keep tolerating the way you keep talking to me for 4 days in a row. He kept talking to me like the way he was. And I told him yesterday I don't mind. I even wrote a contract when we left the 4th day because our first contract said 4 days. So we got finished. And I told him sincerely, I don't know if there's a way to post my before and afters. I have everything. I have before, afters. I have the contracts. I have everything. I told him sincerely, long 2-paragraph message. I'm sincerely sorry that I had a baby. My son was born yesterday.
Congratulations.
Yesterday. Thank you. I had to get them discharged from the hospital. So he was upset that I wasn't there painting his garage yesterday and replacing the one piece of siding. I gave him a contract to prove that I'm coming. And then yesterday he said, it's sad that it's taking you guys this long. Maybe you can come over here and redeem yourself. I told him that you're not going to keep talking to me that way because I'm grown just like you're grown. I've been respecting you ever since I've been here. I have a ton of reviews on Angie Litz and Thumbtack with my name specifically that I'm the most respectful painter that they've ever had. So whenever Randy kept talking to me the way he was, I told him that I don't have to tolerate him talking to me.
So Denzel, I want to ask you a question, Denzel. Do you feel, I just want to get this, cleared up. Do you feel the job you did was a good job?
Yeah, it was actually an amazing job. When people paint houses, first, he told me yesterday that he's been painting houses for 20 years. The reason that kind of got to me was because he asked me on the 3rd day, hey, your guy's rolling the backside. Is that going to cover right? And I told him, yes, a roller is better than a sprayer. So he's trying to say the roller has the fault spots when the rolling was rolled on there, three different coats. And then he asked yesterday, hey, how many coats did my house get? And I said, well, it takes five gallons to paint a 12,000 square foot house exterior. I said, your house got 11 gallons, so let's do the math on it. So therefore, that's 2 coats. That's what he wanted. So now he woke up today and got mad, and now it's on the radio station.
So tell me what you feel, Randy. Excuse me, not Randy. Denzel, what do you think still needs to be done, or anything? What do you think?
Just minor
touch-ups. Like, have you done the garage door?
Yeah, the garage door wasn't a part of the quote. And whenever we got finished with the entire job, he walked up to me. He was like, hey, how about the garage? And I was like, that's not a part of the quote. And he said, oh, I thought it was. And that's not a part. That's a garage. A garage is not a part of it, like exterior home.
Was it a separate garage, a detached garage?
No, it's a garage on the home, but when you paint, that's not body of a home. That's not trim of a home. And we did the body and the trim. That's in our contract. It didn't say anything about a garage, and he knows that. When we got completely finished and we rang the doorbell, two separate times, because the first time we said we're finished, he came outside, like, basically not to be like rude or anything, but he came outside with a magnifying glass. Oh, let me say this. Whenever the second day we arrived, he took the Ring cameras off the house and faced them towards the house at all of our workers, and he kept walking outside. Then his wife kept telling us what touch-ups we need to be done on day 2 and day 3. And I told her respectfully, we're not finished yet, and I didn't tell you that we're finished yet.
Okay.
So she went inside and
so if I went out there and looked at the house, Denzel, would I think it's a great job?
I actually think you would, honestly. The only thing that there is minor touch-ups on where a tiny paintbrush needs to go. That's all. And I was about to go today. I wrote him last night, said, hey, I apologize for the situation that happened, which was my son was born. And then he said, oh, well, it's sad that it's taking you guys so long. You can redeem yourself. And I was about to come today to do it, but instead he kept asking like crazy questions, trying I guess to get to this point right here. And I have another employee right here, the one that worked 2 13-hour straight days. And he said it's sad that it's taking us so long.
Okay, so right now, though,
project right now, and they're very excited. They're
Denzel,
very happy about what's going on right now. Yes,
Denzel,
sir.
are you going to replace that 1 or 2 pieces of siding that you didn't do?
Yes, I have a ton of integrity in my work. I have 5 stars on everything. When I first arrived, he asked me. He was like, "Hey, you arrived in an Uber. Is this your first time painting a house? Have you had any houses out here that you've done?" I said, "Yes. My wife is in labor, and well, she's in preterm labor. She has the car. I have other children." And he was like, oh. So the next day, my wife got discharged from the hospital, and then we all pulled up. I pulled up in my car. My employees put up in their car. And he tried to come apologize 20 times in a row saying, oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I didn't want to hear I'm sorry because he was discriminating me from day one.
When are you going to go back there, Denzel?
I was going to go today, but I had other things to do because he was talking to me crazy last night. He was talking to me like,
okay, so you don't like the way he's talking to you. Okay, so let me just ask Randy something.
It's not right.
Randy.
Yes, sir.
Randy, would you be able to just, until he's done, just give Denzel a chance to finish and then weigh in on it after he's finished instead of during? Randy?
The entire time. The entire time. Literally. The entire time. And none of this, I didn't say any of this while I was there because I was being respectful.
No, I understand. Randy, what do you think? Randy, will you give him a chance to finish?
Hello?
What was that?
Randy, will you give him a chance to finish?
Yeah, I would. You know, I don't know when though. I don't know when he's ready to finish. That's all.
I was ready to finish. I wrote you last night a sincere message. You told me it's sad that it's taking us so long and we can redeem ourselves. What are we redeeming? All there was a touch-up in one piece of siding. I replaced. I went to Lowe's 3 different times, 3 separate times, because the siding was incorrect. I even called you outside.
Hey, Randy, there is, you know, listen, Randy, it could be that maybe you are a little too, right now, until he gets done.
May I say something? All of my employees walked up to me separately and kept saying, hey, I don't feel comfortable because they just took the Ring camera off the house and faced it towards me while I'm painting right here. My other employee said, hey, he keeps coming out telling me, can I fix this and fix this? While we're day 2 in the job. And then on the contract, it says 4 days. You know, he told me, I don't care about a contract. I care about results. So why'd you sign the contract in the first place?
Well, I understand. See, Randy wants to make sure it's done right, and I'm wondering if he's defeating that purpose, maybe by being too nitpicking. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Hold on, we got to take this break. Just hang on.
Now, Impact Traffic. This report is sponsored by STEM.
Pretty calm drive throughout the Denver Metro with some significant slowdowns about town. Over on the east end, I-225 southbound at Colfax. Road construction in the right lane. Stop and go back from I-70. We're looking at about 6 minutes of delayed driving for folks heading south to the Aurora area. Closer to downtown, I-25 both north and southbound, we're looking at speeds in the 40s and 50s between Alameda and Colfax. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, partly cloudy skies out there, smoky. Another warm one with a high of 79 degrees in the afternoon. Overnight low of 52. Tomorrow, scattered thunderstorms with a high of 76. The current temperature in Denver is 73 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
If the weather calls
10 seconds, buddy. You're up next.
for mosquitoes, keep them away with STEM. STEM is powered by active ingredients found in plants to repel mosquitoes safely and effectively when used as directed. STEM, rooted in nature, optimized by science.
Please mark your calendars and call this number and reserve a spot for our seminar on Thursday. I don't even like the word seminar. It's a meeting. It's a get-together where we're going to talk about financial items as you age and as you're through middle age and aging, like investments and retirement and income and annuities and insurance and also taxes and everything that you have to deal with, Medicare, Social Security. What I'd like you to do is come and visit us. We'll be there. 6:30, around 6 o'clock. That's the Denver Tech Center in the Sheridan. And so I'm going to give you the number. First of all, the website is mymoneymyway.info. And the number where you can get a reservation for a seat is 303-800-2919. Nothing to buy. You can ask all of your questions. 303-800-2919. Made in the Shade is a window covering place that I truly believe in because I've seen them in action when it comes to referring them to people, and people love them. They did Deputy Doc's house. They even have loaner shades available while you're waiting. And you know what? Here's the deal. They come and measure and estimate for free. Then they have a design helper for free to help you get the right stuff, whether it be shades, the right materials, the right colors, shutters, plantation shutters, high-tech, low-tech, in-between tech, remote-controlled, app-controlled. They have great stuff, including conventional curtains and drapes. Made in the Shade is the name. You can find them at referralist.com. They have budget, but they can meet almost any budget, and they have all the popular brand names. Don't ever try to do this yourself. 720-458-6566. 720-458-6566. Okay, guys. Mark, what do you think of that guy?
He sounds pretty legit, man. I mean...
What do you think? Do you think that customer's being a little too heavy?
Maybe. I don't know until the final job. I find one part strange, though. Like when Genesis painted our house, I mean, the garage got painted. I never heard of
No,
not
that
painting
part
the garage.
see, that part I don't even understand. That part I did not. That's the only part I disagree with.
Let me forward you guys the pictures.
I wonder if that's, I mean, is that true? Let's ask Steve the painter or somebody. I mean, is the garage different?
If it was detached, it would be, but if it's part of the house, how do you say that's different?
Well, I guess I could understand that sometimes the garage could be wood, and then therefore they're not going to paint the wood, but I don't know.
Like the other doors of the house, is it considered like garage and doors that are different?
I don't, like, they didn't paint our doors.
Yeah, so a garage door.
Call Steve the painter. No, you know what? No, it's not fair to have them on at the same time, though. We'll ask him later.
Our garage door, though, for example, was the same color as our house.
Right.
So it would have looked really weird if you didn't paint them.
Agreed.
But, yeah, maybe that is the deal.
It's
maybe that's
considered a door.
exactly the deal.
Yeah.
It's all very strange.
But yeah, Randy definitely feels very picky, and Denzel feels a little defensive about him having tattoos. He's like, I'm already as
I've
soon
got
as I
neck
pull
tattoos.
as soon as I pull up, he's already discriminating against me.
Because of my
Bro,
neck
stop.
tattoo.
Does he have neck tattoos?
That's what he said. He's got neck tattoos and tattoos all up and down his hands.
Oh, well, let me tell you, man.
So he's already coming
As
off
a
defensive.
wise caller once said, this is the second time this month I've gotten ripped off by a guy with a neck tattoo. It happens.
I remember hearing that.
That was one of the funniest lines, but he wasn't trying to be funny.
Let's finish up with these two guys.
All right, let me see this picture.
Why, are you getting bored?
Wow, he did. He actually did spill paint all over the roof. Did they fix that up?
Yeah, but you can't see it.
What do you mean you can't see it?
Where are the pictures, Suze?
They're in your inbox, mister.
Okay.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, though. The guy's just not done yet. I like how he got mad over, he put stuff in my recycling bin. Ooh.
And the guy just had a baby. It's like, he had a baby yesterday. That's why he didn't show up. It's so odd.
Yeah,
Wait, hold on. The garage is brick.
What?
What?
The garage is stone.
What pictures does
No,
he
he's talking
see?
about garage door, Tom.
I know, but the garage...
No, the
They're
door.
gonna
The
paint
door's
the
the same
brick.
color as the house probably was.
But the garage itself doesn't look like, other than the trim and the door.
Yeah, so he probably painted trim, which they were qualified for, which they said.
There's the spilled paint, Dragon. There's another picture of the spilled paint. Right. Whoops.
There's some sloppiness here. Look at this. What's that? What is that paint on the
But he's
roof?
not done.
That's
Let's
where
not
he
forget
spilled.
that.
He spilled the paint on the roof.
Yeah, but
Yeah, that looks
that
bad.
has. I mean, how do you clean that up?
You replaced the tiles. You called Jay Bretts.
No, that part is the only thing I see.
Wow, we're going to come back with like 5 seconds.
90 seconds.
90? We
Hey,
can do this, Tom.
I
You
just
talk
want to
fast.
thank Tom for being on time.
Shut up. I had to let the guy talk. Let's go back to him.
We will.
We'll say, hey, we're going to give you 34 seconds to plead your case, brother.
Oh, man.
All right, 15 seconds.
Yeah, that's true.
McCarthy and Biden say they're closer to a deal on the debt ceiling, but they're still pretty
you
far
hear
apart on some stuff. Did Hillary Clinton really call out Joe Biden's age? And Mike Davis with the latest on Tucker Carlson on the Joe Pag Show. Tonight from 6 to 9 on 630 KHOW.
All right, I just want to bring up the consumer here. Not the consumer, I'm sorry, the painter. He has a right to defend his company, and the consumer had plenty of time. Denzel, listen, man, I only have one issue. Just what about that? I know you spilled some paint on the roof. Can that be removed? Denzel?
Hello, I'm sorry.
Yeah, did you spill some paint on the roof tile?
Oh yeah, he came and told me as we were leaving before he because he didn't want to give us a check the last day we were leaving. He was like, "Hey, I just want to let you know there's paint on the roof." He told us at the very end of.
Well, how'd that get there?
After like.
How'd that get there?
One of my employees was on the roof.
So are you going to clean that up, or has it been cleaned up?
That was in the message I told him yesterday too. Also, when he told me it's very sad that it's taking us so long. And
you know, Denzel, I don't have a problem with how long it took, and I understand you had a baby. And here's what I think. I think he's a little overly sensitive, and maybe he did judge you by appearance. I also think this, though. I think you're a little sensitive, too, because of how he's been acting. And I think what you have to do, basically, is go and finish up and then be done with it. But the only disagreement I had, I don't think you're a bad guy. You sound like you're trying to do a good job. The only disagreement I have is if you quoted me for my house and my garage is attached, I would assume the garage is part of it. I would never assume otherwise, but that's just me. And again, I don't think you're trying to do anything wrong intentionally, but that's just my impression. More coming up. Keep him if he wants another comment.
Are you considering an
I mean,
we wish you the best. Let us know how it goes and see if he gets out there and
yeah,
makes
yeah,
everything
yeah, that's
right.
right.
We're happy to communicate with him again if we need to.
Mark, did I just say, you know what I've been saying? My money, my way. That's what I've been saying. God damn it. I didn't say smart. Did I say that last time, or did I say smart money
You
move?
have not said that I know of smartmoneymoves.info. I don't know what you've been saying.
You did say my money, my
Ah, damn it. I said my money. God damn it. I gave the wrong site again. Because
So that
smart
would
money
be-
moves. I've never heard smart money moves before. It's all brand new, for God's sakes.
Everything's brand new for you, Tom.
No, he has that new site. I've never
It's like
heard of it
waking up.
before.
It's like a little baby being
Every
born
time,
every day.
no, I'm serious.
A
He has
fresh
too many
look every
fucking.
morning.
He has too many websites. You need continuity. I swear to God, you do. You need continuity. Every time you have different websites and different phone numbers, people think, "Oh, that's great for tracking." It's bullshit. It gives the impression you're a charlatan.
Speak of the devil. Hold on. Joe's actually calling. Hold on. This is Mark.
If you can't track your business otherwise,
Hey, Joe. No, it's funny. We were just talking about
I'm
you.
telling you that
What?
consumers have this.
Oh, you
idea
want to change the website again?
when they have a consistent.
Hold on. Hey, Tom.
What?
Joe, actually, he's getting another domain right now. We're going to change it one more time.
Good, let's do
but
it.
they're only for commercials that play on Thursdays.
Good.
He wants to start tracking daily results.
Good.
All right, no problem, Joe. Handled.
Had this conversation.
I know you like tracking numbers.
And it's, but
Was he really calling?
actually no. I'm actually looking for a vanity number.
That's exactly
That's
right.
what these are right here.
That's
So
exactly right.
I offered a lady. She has.
No, it's not.
3 weeks.
Well, I guess he only has a couple.
More debt ceiling negotiations. The debt ceiling.
Joking in here.
Smoking and joking.
Oh.
But she never got back to you? She never got back to you?
No. Oh, I doubt it's any better.
I'm just going to bring in a tablet, one of our old tablets, and put that for call screening. Troubleshooter Show, what is your first name? Hey, is this Denzel? Denzel? Joe? Oh, Joe Keanu. I'm sorry, Joe. Hang on just a minute. Sorry about that. Hang on, we'll get your live going.
He did call. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Na. Come on. Oh, man. There we go. I got this. Joe Keanu for his live.
Beautiful. It'll be at the 15 whenever Tom decides to take it.
And it's a 120, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't like this. Okay, here, I'm going to make this all red because that's pretty. Seminar. Shoot. Oh, that's Tommy's in there. Okay, seminar.
Make sure you put up the right website.
I kept what you put.
Okay. You know what I should do is change it again.
Boy,
What should I put?
You really
My
like
money, my
messing
way.
with Tommy.
I can't believe he changed it again.com. That's I can't believe he changed it again.com.
Mark, I got to make a phone call. Can you continue?
Yes.
No, it's now.
I know. Medical alert.
I'm falling and I can't get
He's
up.
falling and he can't get it back to the mic.
Tommy.
And make sure, if you're going to do the one here with Joe, make sure you give out the proper website.
Yeah, Marky Mark.
Becomethebanker.org. mymoneymoves.myinfo.com/org.
Jeez, he's so whack. God.
I am looking forward to that event, though. We've got a ton of, I bet we hit 75 people.
Wow.
You should sign up.
I should.
Yeah, why not?
Why not, Scott? Why not Dollar?
You can bring pizza for everybody.
Yeah, for 75 people.
You could be smoking and joking there.
I'll do it.
Why is that guy still on with the city bus? Am I crazy?
He had more questions.
You're serious.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
Yeah, even after talking to a lawyer.
Oh, my God.
But he's 87. He's got time.
No, he wasn't 87. Come on, Scott's 87.
No, that's fucking Doc.
Oh, yeah, Deputy Doc's 87. What would you rather be? 93, but you have no legs and one hand? Or 102, but you're just a torso and a head?
He's so weird.
Well,
He's like, he's morbid, really. He's just so twisted.
which one would
There's
you
no
choose?
positive to either. The hell, 15
God
seconds.
Or
Voice be heard. Call, text, and now talk back anytime with our free iHeartRadio app. While streaming KHOW and the full screen player, just click the microphone to record your message. Talk back to Denver's talk station now.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Welcome to the show, the only show of its kind. We are here, my friends, to solve problems, answer questions, take complaints, make your life a little bit better. You've been ripped off, maybe a bad contractor in your life. Hell, maybe you got a bad landlord. It doesn't matter. This show is made for you. The phone number is easy. It's easy to remember. 303-MARTINO. Write it down. It works on and off the air. We reach out and contact people all the time. I actually answered a few phones over the weekend to our hotline. 303-MARTINO. Don't forget, you can always, and I mean always, email us at help@troubleshooter.com. And we reply that way, too. We've got a great bunch of deputies that are always willing to help with problems. We got a list of some of the best businesses in the world at referrallist.com and some of the sleaziest characters you'll ever meet at sleazebrigade.com. Now, we had a caller last hour that had an issue with a Colorado Springs Metro bus. Apparently the bus driver, according to him, took off too quick, and he ended up breaking or needing two shoulders at this point. And we actually had attorney John Fuller on, who, by the way, is Suzanne. He represented Suzanne and I and our daughter in an accident. And John basically had the opinion there's probably not much of a case there because this guy, Ray, has already talked to some attorneys, and they're kind of giving him the, the shoe off, the bug off kind of deal. So, but Ray's got a few more questions. Ray, what are your other questions?
Is there any options for me? Because, look, I know they can't seatbelt everybody in, but there's a section in the front for handicapped people. And if they take off like that, when everybody gets on there that's using a cane or crutches or a walker, they're going to be getting everybody hurt. Their policy is supposed to wait till you sit down, till the handicapped people sit down.
Ray, I understand everything you're saying. The problem is it's going to be proving those damages. I mean, that's exactly what John Fuller was saying. If you went and visited with other attorneys, and they kind of did these other attorneys you talked to do some research?
Not really.
Well, what does that mean, not really?
City that well, they told me, that the city litigates everything.
Well, they probably do litigate everything when it comes to problems like this. Well, here, you asked the question. Yes, of course. Of course, if you really want an attorney, you can pay hourly for an attorney, and you can probably find a bunch of them that'll represent you. Now, they could be unscrupulous, but they might represent you for $300 to $500 an hour. I mean, I know that's not what you want to hear, but there has to be something to go after. Here's the sad part about it. If you're on Medicare, Medicaid's even worse. Do you realize if an attorney got involved, and let's say they go through the entire thing, well, every single penny for your medical is going to end up going back to Medicare for all these operations, for everything. So ultimately, the attorney is going to be sitting there with a big bag of nothing. That is what John Fuller was basically trying to tell you. And the reason he was saying that is because you've talked to other attorneys that have actually declined it. But you can pay cash. You can definitely pay cash to an attorney. But I just don't think you should go there. And I'm not saying the system's fair. I'm not saying that bus driver did the right thing by any means. He probably did screw up. I'm just saying in this circumstance, when you're talking about the city and you're talking about, your injuries and how you are right now, your age, and the age doesn't have much to do with it, but it does when it comes to the Medicare part of it. It's very hard to collect money on a personal injury case when Medicare or Medicaid are involved. It's just the way it is. And when there's no insurance, then there's not much you can do there. So, I mean, I know that doesn't help you out, but...
Can I say something?
You can say a lot of things, Ray. Go ahead.
Okay, no, okay, I don't want to seem rude or whatever, but in every car crash, whether you have Medicare or not, because I had a car crash before.
Sure.
They all go after Medicare. Medicare always goes after them, and they negotiate a settlement where they only get a fraction of what they actually pay. And I've seen it. I've seen it with me, and I've seen it with other people.
Okay.
That's
Ray, why do you think why do you think the attorneys you've talked to decided not to take it? Do you truly believe the reason is because they're just too busy, or whatever excuse they gave you?
No, well, I thought one attorney told me, he said flat out, that they won't take it because they litigate everything, and they make it hard on,
What does that, Ray, honest to God, what does that tell you, though? When that attorney told you that, what does that tell you?
But tell me he didn't want to take it.
Yes, but why? Why would an attorney not want to take it? I'm going to skip to the end. I'm going to skip to the chase, or cut to the chase, because there's no money in it for them. That's why. That's why they're telling you that. If any attorney thought this was cut and dry and there's going to be no issues getting paid, they would take it. That's all there is to it. And I know that's not fair. Maybe that's not fair for this system, but that is the way it's set up. I mean, once again, though, I promise you, you can find an attorney, a personal injury attorney, that will not take it on contingency, and you can give them a $5,000 or $20,000 money down or a deposit, whatever it's called, and they're going to take it.
I understand that. You know, I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah,
You know,
but that's it. That's all I'm trying to tell you, Ray, is that's why an attorney's not going to touch it. It's just not in the cards, man. That's it. Now, saying all that, you can call around and talk to other attorneys. Maybe you will find someone else that'll take it. I mean, just because John Fuller would pass on it and the other attorneys you've talked to would pass on it, you might find somebody, but it's not your typical case. But I'll tell you this, you do have the clock running. I forget how many days John said you had, but when you go to sue a municipality or a state or a city or local government, federal government, there's rules. You got to put them on notice that you're going to sue them. And that clock is a ticking, my friend, no doubt about it. We can, I'm going to put him on. Go ahead. I'll give you the last word, Ray.
Okay. So everybody that gets on one of them buses, everybody that gets hurt in there is screwed pretty much.
Ray, that's not what's going on. I don't know how else to go there. If you got on that bus and there was video of that bus driver saying, ha, 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 that guy in the wheelchair back there, he hasn't even locked his wheels yet, and he takes off. And this is all on video, and it's cut and dry. The bus driver was being a jerk and doing things on purpose. You'd have 100 attorneys lined up, Ray, maybe 110, because the city's got deep pockets. In your case, you've already talked to attorneys. And I hate the fact I'm kind of yelling right now because I feel horrible, Ray. You need these operations, but the attorneys don't think there's any money there. They just don't see it. That's the problem. Hey. I swear to God, that's what I miss.
I'm back.
Arnold.
All right, you're going up.
What's going on?
So I do know, Mark, and Tom, that I know Ronald called a month or so ago for a Braille writer.
Right.
I thought we were getting it for him. We have all the funds, but I'm not sure who is ordering it.
That's interesting.
No. I understand. I had to find that. I had lost my notes on that, and I wanted to get it for him. And we are going to get it for him. But
we haven't even explained to we haven't explained anything. I just went to Ronald. So I remember this guy. He called up and he wants actually a Braille writer, which is like, what, a typewriter that types in Braille.
Right, and he wants to be able to make notes for himself and all of that. And so I said, okay, I'll help you out here. So the Braille writer is, I just need to know which one he wants. Was it the Perkins Brailer? Is that the one we were talking about?
Yes.
Okay, so Suze, I'm going to send you a link, and it's the Braille writer, and you'll see it.
Okay, and you want me to order it for him?
Yes. I'm glad you called back, bro. I had lost my notes on this, and I am so happy you called. Thank you so much. I'm going to text this to Suze right now, and we will definitely get this for you. We have a charity account, plus we had some very kind people that donated. But I wanted to ask Mark something, because he was in the business, something I had to take a phone call about.
Go ahead.
Okay. I can't believe this, Mark. I got a flat tire, right?
Yep.
At least my tire sensor was saying my left rear tire is flat.
Yep.
But it wasn't. It's a run flat, so I couldn't tell.
Yeah, of course.
All right, so I didn't know where to take it, so I figured I'll take it to the dealer. It's a brand new car.
Oh, Lord.
No, listen, 10,000 miles.
Okay.
Maybe I have 11,000 on it.
Go ahead.
They say, oh yeah, you got a nail in the sidewall, and but it doesn't matter because all of your tires are worn out. And I said, how do tires on a brand new BMW wear out in 10,000 miles? He said, because that's all they last.
Well, we all know that's not true. So.
And I said, no, this is Sonic BMW. And I said, wait a minute. What do you mean they only last? He said, well, 10 to 12,000 miles. And I said, well, then you want $2,000 for new tires. How long will they last? He says about 10 to 12,000 miles. And I said, how is that even possible? He said, well, you have 22-inch rims.
What size are the tires?
I don't know. But he said you have 22-inch rims.
What BMW? IS? i7?
X7.
X7.
So listen, he says with 22-inch or 21-inch rim, whatever the hell they are, he says you can only get these kinds of tires and they're called soft tires, and they're performance tires. You can't put any other tire on there. And these tires will only last 12,000 miles. Now, is that possible? Is that even possible? And I said, well, don't do it. And he says, well, you know, I think the way it is right now, if you run these tires, you have a, you know, they could, whatever. He said they're worn out. They're worn out, Mark. I have 10 or 11,000 miles on this car. And
What kind of tires are they, by the way?
I don't even know.
You don't know what brand?
No, I don't actually. But in any case, that's what I was told. And,
well, I find it crazy. I'm doing a little research right now, but I absolutely find it insane that they would be that much.
Well, first of all,
22 or 23.
It's a 22, I believe. Yeah, it's late
22. Let's take a break. I'll do research and then we'll come back.
Yeah, this is amazing.
Looking to create the coolest spaces inside and
Mark.
out for all your summer entertaining? Hi, this is David Nestor, owner of Urban Lights. Come and browse our 20,000 square foot showroom for the best selection of ceiling fans in every style and color, as well as decorative lighting for inside and out. And right now, during our big Memorial Day sale, you'll save 50%.
All right, 10 seconds, buddy.
Select fans. Visit us today to meet with one of our lighting experts and get ready for your coolest summer yet. Open 7 days a week or visit us online at urbanlightsdenver.com.
All right, let's talk to Joe Ciano about the seminar we have this Thursday night. I keep giving out the wrong website to register. It's smartmoneymoves.info, smartmoneymoves.info. We're going to be talking about financial items on how to prepare for your retirement. And by the way, it's not just for retirees. Those people 30 and on older, you should start planning for income, for insurance, for long-term care. Also, for the older folks, it's going to teach you when and how to take Social Security the best way, Medicare, and it's also going to talk about, we're going to talk about taxes. Joe, this is all Thursday night.
It is, Tom. It's all Thursday night, this Thursday at 6:30 at the Sheraton DTC. And let me tell you something. People are really excited to attend. I mean, people want to know not only all those topics that you mentioned, but we're going to be talking about protecting their money. So people at retirement right now are the biggest population right now, and they're afraid of what's happening in the economy. They're afraid of the upcoming recession. They're afraid of the stock market. And we have the solution for that, Tom. We are going to give them information on how to transfer their monies from the risk of the economy, the stock market, into safety. And it's all done on Thursday.
And all they have to do is call to get registered. I'm going to give that number out right now. It's, first of all, smartmoneymoves.info is the website, or they can call 303-800-2919, 303-800-2919. All right, let's talk about attorneys. A criminal defense attorney is something you should never, ever shop for under pressure. If you need it for a relative, for yourself, for a loved one, or if you've just been charged with anything, including a DUI, which is a crime along with a traffic offense, don't ever try to do these things alone. Joe Lazzara is a criminal defense attorney, and you need him to get through the system even if you made a stupid mistake. 303-429-6200, free initial consultations, and then flat rate pricing. 303-429-6200. Lazzara, L-A-Z-Z-A-R-A. Look for him at referralist.com. Hey, if you need countertops or want countertops, The Art of Granite can do it and give you a price on the phone. Now, they do more than just granite. They do all kinds of natural stone, any kind, plus man-made material or engineered stone, and they'll give you a price on the phone. They tear out and haul away free. They do the bathroom free when you do the kitchen, and they love to give you prices on the phone because they're proud of their deals. 303-386-5919. That's 303-386-5919, theartofgranite.com.
Hey, Tom?
Yeah.
I just need to know what kind of vehicle you have, Tom.
It's a BMW X7, man.
Is it the one for $810, the Perkins Brailer?
Yes.
Because there's a couple of different ones.
Yes, Suze, that's it.
Okay.
Do you have the X-Drive 40i?
No, it's the 50i.
50i. I show a 60i.
No, it's a 50.
Check out.
M50.
All right, hold on. But it's definitely an X7, right?
Yeah.
And then under X7, it's an M50i. Right?
Huh?
M50.
Right.
Okay.
BMW.
Ronald Harris.
They say it's impossible to get a tire that's going to last more than 10 to 12,000 miles.
I can't even find a tire in those sizes.
I knew it with one flat. I knew it. I would go to the dealer, and they're trying to extract. Oh, by the way, with the alignment, and everything, it's $3,000. By the way, $3 fucking grand. $3,000 for a flat tire.
Shipping address. Continue to ship.
I am so tired of this bullshit.
Now wait a minute. I found some tires here. Hold on.
7 to 21
Discount has some Pirellis and Continentals.
That's what I found right here. Those Continentals actually have a good warranty too.
Real quick.
10 seconds, guys.
God damn it.
Denwealth.com.
Huh?
Denver's talk station. Online at khout.com.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. I have Bob Logan with me from Plumline Services. By the way, though, Mark and I were talking on and off the air. So I have a flat tire.
I'll figure it out real soon.
I went to
here.
Sonic BMW, and they said, oh, yeah, these tires are trashed. And I said, well, I got like 10,000 miles on them. How can that be? It's a brand new car, late 22. And they said, oh, well, you see, they're only made to last 10 to 12,000 miles. And I said, that can't be. And they're $600 a piece. So how can that be? How can that possibly be? I said, I'll just go to Discount Tire or Big O or somewhere. And they said, well, you're not going to be able to find them because they're odd size, a 21-inch wheel. And I said, so basically you say there's no choice. That's what they say. And they said that all Beamers are like that because their performance tires will not last. So I guess what they're saying is if you want to own a BMW, which, by the way, I don't even know why I strayed before, but if you want to own a BMW, then you may as well just plan on spending $2,000 minimum every 10,000 miles. How about that? That's $2,000 a year.
That's crazy.
$2,000 a year on tires. Just tires. Yeah. So there must be other owners that... So prorated, you're talking about $166 a month for tires. I'm not kidding, by the way. I just got off the phone. And there's no sense, by the way, no sense whatsoever doing anything at all to be preventive maintenance. I mean, you don't even rotate them. It's only 12,000 miles. Get brand new ones. By the way, Mark, I got the size.
Yeah, what is it?
285, 45, 21.
Are you sure? Where'd you get the size from?
From them.
Oh, from them. What size again?
285, 45, 21.
Okay, that's odd. When I pull up your vehicle, it's a different size. All right, hold tight.
Hey, by the way, why was our card... Hey... Suze?
No, Tom. I'm trying to buy
well,
that rail
you're
rider.
putting it on the wrong card to begin with.
Well, that's where I did the donation collection at.
Oh, okay. Okay, wait a minute. What do you mean at? I don't understand what that means. The donation collection, they don't donate to the credit card.
No, but that's how I'm that's how I'm booking it. Troubleshooter Network took in the funds, so that.
Oh, I see. Never mind. I forgot. Okay.
But I don't know why it's declined.
I don't either. It says you've entered,
I'm looking at
some
your
of the card
balance, it's
info was
fine.
entered incorrectly, it said.
Oh, maybe. Okay,
For
I'll
the
try
brailer.
again.
Okay, I'm sorry. Anyway, we're trying to buy a brailer for this guy. Anyway, on a topic though, seriously, this is something.
So, hey, there is actually quite a few tires for you in there. There's some decent Bridgestones. There's some Continentals, like Bob said. There's a lot. And, you know, if I was in your position and literally had to buy all four, which we don't even know if that's true, you know, you're going to be looking around, you know, $350 to $450 a tire. But more importantly, there's some on here that actually have warranties as far as, yeah, and this is a run flat too, which is what your vehicle's going to call for. You know, there's some on here that are going to last longer than 11 or 12,000 miles.
But who ever heard of a tire lasting 12,000 miles?
I don't know, man.
Do they even make tires that last 12,000 miles? And why?
Yeah, but I mean, typically not for a normal SUV.
It sounds crazy to me. It just sounds crazy.
Yeah, that seems like it'd be a very specialized, very soft racing tire or something that isn't designed for...
Or a freaking snow tire.
Marta's
I mean, there are some tires here. There's a Goodyear tire in that size. It's called a Goodyear NCT5. You know, it's $1,000
The one it had on
pop.
the one it had on there was a Bridgestone.
But that was a Goodyear. The Bridgestone, let me see here.
They say the Bridgestone Alenza Sport only lasts...
Here it is. Bridgestone Alenza Sport all season.
Yeah.
And let me tell you how much 4 of them cost right here. Let me see if there's a mileage warranty. I can't believe... I'll be shocked if you need 4. I bet you can get away with 2, but, you know...
No, but they're worn out. They're worn out, they said, all of them.
Did they give you the 30 seconds?
Yep.
What are they?
They say they have to be replaced at 4:30 seconds, and they're at 5:30 seconds.
Okay, well then 2 of them are. I guess I'd argue that. First of all, you got to replace them at 2:30 seconds.
Oh, and they said you
5
can't
is like,
repair.
you know,
you can't repair run flats. They can't be repaired.
Well, that is definitely true. Nor can you repair a sidewall.
So in other words, let me
puncture.
get this straight. If you buy a run flat, you can't replace it. If you have a flat tire, you can't replace it.
Well, you can replace it. You can't. You generally can't fix it.
I mean, you can't fix it. So basically, run flat. Why would you get one then? Why wouldn't you want one that could be fixed? Wouldn't you want one that gets fixed?
Well, in case you're driving down the highway in the
So
middle of the night.
seriously, I'm serious. So a flat tire means $500.
Yeah, but you can. The difference is you can run on it flat to get you somewhere.
Well, to get you somewhere, but it's $500. You can't fix it.
That
You're
might
saying.
be better than being stuck on the side of the road. I'm just saying that's why they were invented.
But they were invented to be replaced. You get a flat, you throw it away.
Pretty much, yeah.
Can you? I don't understand. I just don't understand the world. So run flat tires, basically.
I don't know about all.
One
of them,
nail, they're gone. They're done. One nail, you're done.
I know, for example, like Continentals, the run flats I remember. This is going back a while. Inside the tire, it had like a 1/4 inch, 1/8 inch of like tar almost. So if something punctured like a nail, you ran over it and it came out, that tar would seep into the hole and seal it. Those you can't repair. If they continue to leak or you get a nail in the sidewall, there's no way to repair them. You're buying probably, if I had to guess, Tom, you're probably looking at 2 tires. When are you going to pick it up?
No, I'm not. You know what? Here's the thing. I don't even know if I trust him anymore. I want to go somewhere else.
That's what I'm saying. When are you going to pick it up?
I don't know. Whenever I can after the show, you know.
Yeah, I'm dying to know exactly what's going on with it. But you can buy those exact ones you're talking about at discount. They're $420 a piece.
Okay.
People don't realize that, man. People don't realize how expensive tires can be. I mean,
well, what I don't understand is, though, 12,000 miles. That's what I don't understand.
That is crazy, man. It's crazy.
Tires that last 12,000 miles. To me, that's worth getting rid of a car. If you can't get tires that last more than 12,000 miles, that's worth getting rid of a car.
Well, if they're really at 5:30 seconds right now, you would be probably looking at more of 20,000 miles.
No, they said...
And it's summer.
No, because they said you have to replace the one that went flat, and you can't have a difference. So you have to replace all of them.
Well, it's all in the measurements. We just got to look at it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, is that you, so if, listen to people, listen, if you have a flat tire, they're saying you have to, on an all-wheel drive car, you have to replace all of them. So basically, one flat means you replace all your tires. Mark, that is what they're saying. With all flat, listen, with run flat tires, okay, they can't be repaired. Therefore, when you get a flat in one of them, you have to replace it, right? So if you have to replace it, you have to replace the other three. So really what they're saying, I'm not kidding, by the way, this is a revelation to me. What they're saying is one flat in one tire costs you $2,000.
Well, more than that.
What's that, Mark?
It's definitely more than $2,000.
What do you mean more than $2,000? Four tires?
Yeah, 4 tires. I mean, even a discount's going to be, with installation and everything, you're still at $2,500. Didn't you say the dealer wanted $3,000?
No, that's with alignment.
Well, you sure as hell don't need an alignment unless you hit a curb or something.
But anyway, so that's the new world. One flat costs you $2,000.
That's the new world with BMW.
That's the new world with
good point.
They're all running run flats.
That's true.
They all are.
A lot of them are.
So, and with all-wheel drive, you can't replace one tire. If you get a flat, you replace all 4 tires. That's it. You can't replace one tire. So you're looking at every flat costing you $2,000
or more.
I wonder if anyone else has run into this. Mark, what about your car? Don't you have run flats?
I don't know if I do, man. I honestly
Well, guess what? If you do, one flat, one nail is a $2,000 job. One nail.
Yeah.
Anyway, 303-713-8255.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino. Now, Michael Brown tomorrow morning at 6, 6:30, KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Dell Technologies.
A fairly calm drive throughout the Denver Metro, one exception on the south end of town. I-25 northbound at I-225. We've got a crash in the left lane with stop-and-go traffic back from Arapahoe Road. Folks heading north in from the south end of town, you're going to have to add about 20 minutes extra to your commute. Otherwise, a pretty standard drive throughout town. Up on the northeast end, I-70 westbound road construction continues between York and Washington with slow traffic back from Dahlia and Monaco, Fox 31 pinpoint weather, another warm one today. Highs in the upper 70s. Partly cloudy skies out there. Smoky as well. Overnight low of 52. The current temperature in Denver is 76 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
The Dell Technologies Summer Sale event starts now with savings on
10 seconds, Tom.
latest Intel Core processors. Plus, get deals on select accessories and free shipping on everything. Save now by calling 877-ASK-DELL.
K&H Home Solutions is one of the oldest home improvement companies around. The oldest one I know of, more than 65 or around 65 years, and they've survived three great owners. We know the new one, and here's what they're offering you right now. In celebration for May and spring, 30% off beautiful soft light and Provia windows maintenance free, and then 30% off elegant Provia entry doors maintenance free, and 30% off maintenance free Diamond Coat and James Hardy siding, and 15% off roofing. You know what the message is? Have your home turn into maintenance free. A home with khwindows.com. 303-421-7100. That's 421-7100. HarrisFamilyLaw.com. Harris Family Law is the place to call if you want not just family law, but estate planning law. Why? Because Harris offers both services, even either in conjunction with each other or separately. So if you need a will, a trust, if you're facing probate, or you want to avoid probate, you can call HarrisFamilyLaw.com. 303-515-5000. And, of course, if you have a family law situation, separation, divorce, child custody, or any of the other topics, you can call them as well. They will handle any part of the divorce or the whole thing. That's up to you. 303-515-5000. Another thing they have are free available webinars they've done in the past, some they're having done in the future that you'll find out about every Wednesday evening. Like tomorrow night, All you have to do is go to harrisfamilylaw.com/webinars to find out more and to look at all the archive topics that are free and open to you. harrisfamilylaw.com/webinars. How about...
All right.
I can't believe that in today's world, you get a flat tire. I swear to you, I never realized this. And you're spending $2,000 for every...
Hey, Tom, there's some that aren't run flats, though.
Well, wouldn't they be better?
Yes.
Probably, yeah. I don't know why I wouldn't do that.
No, I'm serious. Why would anyone want to run flat? I mean, I'd rather call roadside assistance than have to pay $2,000 every single time I get a flat.
And generally it wouldn't even happen like that. Generally you pick up a nail and it's a slow leak and then they fix it.
Right.
It's not like...
Mark, I need to call. I need to make a phone call.
All right.
That's okay.
Hey, Bob.
Yes.
I told you not to put that freaking nail in his tire.
He pissed me off. That is crazy.
Here's some non-run flats that are, let's see here. We'll talk about furnaces coming back, man. Or ACs.
Yeah. AC and indoor air quality.
Oh, that's a good one with the smoke out. Man, I'll tell you, we were driving in today. I'm going to say outright creepy. I'm going to use that word. So we were coming up from Franktown into Castle Rock, going up the hill there. And we saw they changed the airport traffic for whatever reason. It was coming directly over Castle Rock going east, and then I assumed they would hang and start going north. But you could barely see the planes, even as low as they were. You could barely see them in the air, and they were everywhere. And I was like, man, there's some movie where they just start dropping out of the sky. Have you guys seen that movie?
Yeah, Nick Cage movie or something,
Yeah,
right?
and it reminded me of that. I'm like, man, that just looks so weird in this smoke.
That's scary, yeah.
Now, my car, I have a little button I can push, and I can drive through any kind of toxic bullshit, they say.
Really?
Yep. I forget what it's called. I think every Tesla has them.
What do you call that?
From a filtering standpoint, or
clean
the car
air
can
filter,
see through
clean air.
Yeah, it's beyond a clean air filter. You're completely running the right stuff or getting the right air. So.
Hey, Mark, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
If they said I need an alignment,
yeah,
will an alignment hold through new tires, or do I have to get an alignment again after?
You definitely don't need an alignment. Not for buying tires. You need an alignment when you hit a curb or something. You can look at the tire wear and tell if you need an alignment. Tom.
No, they said I do. I trust them on that. If I need an alignment, what I want to know is, do the tire places do alignments on those or not?
Yeah, but why did you hit a curb?
Mark,
if you hit a curb,
I don't
you
know.
might need
All I know is they said I need an alignment. Why would they lie about it?
I don't know, but because a lot of people sell an alignment with tires, period. But with 10,000 or 12,000 miles, it's absurdity. But if you look at the tire and there's more wear on one side than the other, then you need an alignment. If there isn't, you don't need an alignment.
But Mark, can't a lot of potholes and stuff throw it out of alignment?
Yeah, but you would see the tire wear, Bob. You're absolutely right.
Let me ask you this.
Let
me ask you
Unless
this, Mark.
It was recent.
Mark, here's what I want to ask you.
Yeah.
If I get run flats, seriously, I read all over on the internet. They're one and done. They cannot be repaired. Why do they buy them?
Well, don't get them, because I told you the whole premise behind
15 seconds, guys.
Everybody has
Are you on or not?
These days.
For you. Inventory is available for delivery today. Polestar Denver, powered by Excel Energy, a McDonald family dealership. Visit us at 257 Fillmore Street in the heart of Cherry Creek North.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Now listen to this, okay? People are texting me all over the place. Somebody says, get over it. That's today's world. There are no more, when you get a run flat, it's one and done. Run flats are one and done. I can't believe that in today's world, especially the green world, that we're tossing tires away for one nail. They cannot be fixed if they're run flat. Now, the benefit is you don't get stuck on the side of the road. I'd rather call roadside assistance and wait my ass on the side of a road than have to buy a new tire every time I get a flat. Do you know how many flats I've had in my life? To have to buy, no, you have to buy more than a new tire. Here's the deal. If you have today's SUVs or cars that are all-wheel drive, you can't buy one tire. You must buy 4 tires.
So that same one you have, the Bridgestone Alonza Sport, they make it in a non-run flat in your size. It costs less money, and that's just, you're going to have basically the same ride, if not a little smoother ride.
And it costs less money.
A little less. So the total out the door with tire rack, and this includes, let me make sure this includes installation and everything.
Now, do they do alignments?
Wasn't Tire Rack, that's Discount Tire. That's just another name for Discount Tire.
No. Tire Rack's one of the largest. Here's how Tire Rack works, Bob. It's a great question. They're a wholesaler and a retailer, but the retail side of it is they ship the tires to wherever you want them, and you can pick from their list. That BMW shop could very well be on there. They ship the tires, and basically you show up at the shop, and that shop installs them and does whatever.
So if you have a run flat, how long can you run them?
Well, you mean it depends on how big the hole is.
I did get this, up to 50 miles and 50 miles per hour.
Yeah, well, and of course, once again, it depends how big the hole is. I mean, if your hole's the size of a golf ball, about 2 seconds.
Yeah. And if it's, okay, in any case, bottom line is, people, if you have a run flat and you get a flat, you have to buy 4 tires. Unless, of course, it's a new tire. If it's brand new and you get a flat, then you can replace tires if you have less than a 30-second difference. But
that
otherwise,
whole mileage thing's crazy, though, too, how the shop's telling you only 10 to 12,000.
Now, here's what they said. Based on the way the tires are wearing on the inside edge, it will help with the wear of new tires if you have an alignment. My question is, does an alignment hold when you get new tires, or does it screw it up?
No, the alignment doesn't change at all. I mean, long as with 10,000 miles, it doesn't change at all. If you had loose tie rod ends or loose ball joints or something like that, you could aggravate a problem, but no, it does not move. The alignment is exactly what it is. It has nothing to do with the rims and the tires.
Okay. In any case, I just, I have a shock. And you know what? Here's what's really weird. I have never come across that before. Maybe I've never had run flats before. But anyway, here's some of the texting I'm getting. They said, absolutely correct. Flat tires now mean $2,000 for most luxury SUVs. Imagine that. And people just accept that? It doesn't matter how much money you have. That's a sheer waste. I mean, run flats are not. If you want to talk about ecology, they're not ecological. Look at the waste we're causing right now. Every time you get a flat, you throw away 3 good tires, every single time, and you can't fix them. So why would you ever get them? That's what I want to know. Why would you ever get them? Anyway, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We have a little time left if you have anything to talk about. But I thought, I mean, I can't believe I've been doing this show for 40-some years. This run flat thing has been going on for 20 years, right? About 20 years for run flats. They've just become ubiquitous over the last 5 or 6 years where everyone is using them. And no one puts a spare in a car anymore. But I've never, ever realized that because you cannot repair them, and because of our complicated drivetrain systems, 1 flat equals 4 tires. Has anyone ever, I've never gotten a complaint about it before. You would think someone would have called and said, Tom, I can't believe it. I got a flat in my tire, and they said I need all 4 tires. I said, why don't you fix your tire? Well, they can't fix it. Well,
you know, I'd be curious. I'd like to ask Kevin. Suzanne, let's
get Kevin. That's a good idea.
I've got a question. He's got all the tire equipment. I have a feeling, and I hate to say this, you're probably technically, and the dealer would never do it, not supposed to fix them, but I'm curious if Kevin has fixed them.
Yep. Anyway, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. And if people don't recognize that this is a problem not just for me, but for everyone, you got to be crazy. Because I don't think people realize it, that when they drive away fat and happy with run flat tires, which is supposed to be an upgrade, that you are basically saying, I agree to buy 4 tires if I get a flat. I mean, the smallest flat. They can't fix it.
People knew about them, they wouldn't buy it. I don't think people would buy the car. They would say, no, I don't
want
Or
the tires. I mean,
right.
Here's the deal. The tires are the problem, right? Run flats equal 4 tires every time you have. Now tell me that's not something people don't know. I'll guarantee you people don't know it, because I'd be bitching up a storm.
I guarantee tire shops know it.
And you can't plug them. You can't patch them. The guy said, no, they can't be fixed. They're one and done. I said, wait a minute. So even the new one I buy, or all 4, if I get another flat, I have to buy another 4. Well, no, if you get a flat when they're new, you don't have to replace all 4. Mark, what's the difference? When can you get away with only replacing 1?
Generally, most cars are 3, 4, 30 seconds.
Well, guess what? What do you mean 3 or 4? When there's a difference of 3 or 4, 30 seconds?
Yeah, when there's a difference of 3 or 4. But a lot, it means more if it's just on that axle. I don't know about the BMW, but there's some vehicles where you just got to make sure you have the same tread within 30 seconds on the same axle. So the ones on the back can actually, say, have 30 seconds. The ones on the front have 5, and you only got to replace
Mark,
one
you have a
tire.
comment. Go ahead, Mark, quick. You got a comment? What is it?
The reason we got the run flat tires is the automakers could save weight by not putting in a spare tire.
And save money. I agree.
And money.
Dave, what's your comment?
Yeah.
Thank you, Mark. I appreciate it. Dave, what's your comment?
Run flat tires? Yeah. You can replace 1.
Well, oh, no, you can if, hold on, if they're not more, if the new one.
I've worked for BF Goodrich for 30 years. They're the original run flat. You can replace 1.
No, hold on, Dave. I'm not saying you can't replace them. I'm saying that if there's too much of a difference in thread, it screws up your all-wheel drive. That's what they're telling me.
Well, and
that's
also,
very correct.
And it is correct. We got more coming right up.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Audible.
A fairly calm drive throughout the Denver Metro. One exception on the south end of town. I-25 northbound at I-225. We've got a crash in the left lane with stop-and-go traffic back from Arapahoe Road. Folks heading north in from the south end of town, you're going to have to add about 20 minutes extra to your commute. Otherwise, a pretty standard drive throughout town. Up on the northeast end, I-70 westbound road construction continues between York and Washington with slow traffic back from Dahlia and Monaco, Box 31, pinpoint weather, another warm one today. Highs in the upper 70s. Partly cloudy skies out there. Smoky as well. Overnight low of 52. The current temperature in Denver is 76 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Kickstart your imagination with Audible.
All right, 10 seconds, Tom. You're up next.
Mysteries, true crime, and more. Audible is the home of storytelling. Audiobooks, podcasts, and originals. Sign up for a free trial at audible.com.
Hey, I have Zero Res coming to my home. I use the people I advertise for, absolutely. And Zero Res gets your carpets cleaned without the soaps and emulsifiers and chemicals. They use softened super water, I call it. And you know what? They use less water. Your carpets get cleaner and they stay clean longer because there's no soap attracting residue. I love these guys. They usually have specials of all kinds starting at $33 a room for room areas, 3-room minimum. It's well worth it. The only people I'll have in my home when it comes to carpeting, you will love them. So I want you to call ZeroResDenver.com. That's ZeroResDenver.com. And again, your carpets will stay clean longer. 303-471-5150. That's 303-471-5150. They're going to be at my house next week. Now, let's talk about someone I hope you never need, and that's John Fuller. He's a personal injury attorney. John Fuller will help you in an accident. He helps all of our listeners. He is our expert, myaccidentlawyer.co. Now, what John Fuller does is takes your case and works it. That's right. So if you call him, you don't get a call center, you don't get an assistant. You talk to John, who evaluates your case. Then if he takes it, it's on a percentage fee basis. And here's the bottom line. He will work your case personally. You'll get a cell phone number. We just had a testimony on the show from Bennett who says, man, I can't believe how wonderful he is. He took the case and he did everything he said. And by the way, or maybe it was someone else. But anyway, we had a call today talking about how wonderful John is and how he really does give you his cell phone number and stays in continual contact with you. If you want someone for personalized attention, John Fuller, you're not just a number. 303-597-4500, 597-4500, myaccidentlawyer.co.
Hey, babe, can you get Kevin real quick or no time?
I'd be very, very tough. Kevin Culkin?
Yeah, just real quick.
I'll give it a one hell of a shot for you.
He might actually, I'm not saying he can, but he
What do I
might.
tell him it's about? I've been on the phone.
Just tire.
Okay.
I used to be able to fix some shit.
Yeah, we got less than 2 minutes coming back.
Yeah, that's cool. It's either get something from him or actually, you know what?
It's too late.
I was going to say let's talk to Bob anyhow.
Oh, okay. We should do that.
Thomas.
Yeah.
Air quality, Bob.
Air quality? What do you mean?
Smoke is crazy out there.
Oh.
Wildfire smoke. Tommy?
I know. We don't have to. We can't get Sheridan on, right? We're going to be done, right?
Yeah, we don't got enough time.
All right. No, I've just learned something very valuable. I swear to God that if you have run flat tires, you're down for 4 tires. Remember the days you could replace just 1 tire?
I remember the days where Coca-Cola was a nickel and a
So, Mark, let me
was
ask you
free.
something. Are you saying 2 tires at a time can be replaced?
On some vehicles, it's by axle. It doesn't have to be all 4. I don't know about yours. I mean, shit, man.
They said mine have to be within 230 seconds.
Yeah, if that's what they're saying. I mean, they're the dealer. You would think they'd know.
Well, in some, like the slip traction, where they're 4 independent, those probably have to be replaced all 4.
Oh, and let me tell you, you'll void your warranty in a heartbeat if you and you think you're bitching about $3,000. You throw that transfer case out.
So, Mark, that special size you found?
Yeah, you can buy them everywhere at Discount Tire. You can buy them anywhere.
And I can get not run flats, right?
Yeah, I would. If you like the ride you have, I'd get the same ones in the regular version, not the run flat.
But they're only going to last 12,000 miles.
Well, that's probably true.
10 seconds.
Yo.
Boy,
I am just so sick and tired of these panty-waist liberals.
This is Denver's talk station.
I'm so pissed off.
630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino here. So, Bob, we want to know, Plumb Line Services, 303-386-1086. Someone wants to know, do you spot repair sewer lines if weeds are getting in, or does it have to be the whole sewer line? We talked about drains being replaced. Again, when do you have to do the whole line as opposed to just one section?
Yeah, typically it starts with one section, and so when we run our cameras down the line, we'll be able to identify if it's one section, if it's several sections.
But if you're going to do all that work, do you sometimes recommend you do more anyway, or is it sometimes just one section that needs it?
It's about 50-50. Many times we're just replacing about a 4-foot section.
And it will work.
And it will work if the rest of your line is in good shape. Now, if the rest of your line is in bad shape,
right,
but it's not backing up.
But you may as well get it done.
We'll give you an option, because if you get it done in one time, you're going to save a lot of money in the long run rather than doing spot repairs. Okay,
so if you do a section, how do you tell the others? Do the cameras really tell that much of a story?
Oh yeah, I mean they're high definition cameras, and you can see exactly what's going on when we run those cameras down the line.
Hey Bob, is there anything you can do to help us with all this smoke outside?
Oh my gosh!
Oh, without a doubt. We've got indoor air quality flying off the shelves last
do you
week.
because of this? Really?
Without a doubt, we got HEPA filters.
It's horrible.
We've got
Does
UV
it really
lights.
work?
We've got,
I mean, for your house?
The HEPA filters are unbelievable, and they're not cheap, but it is unbelievable what they'll do in your house. And we have several other
And
less
you keep your fan.
options.
Do they work on the furnace or separate?
Now the HEPA filters are separate. They attach to your airdrop, and it'll circulate by.
But you have to keep your fan on for your furnace, right?
Almost like a steamer or a humidifier.
What? They have a built-in fan.
They got a built-in fan, so they pull the air through by themselves. But some of the other systems, yes, we recommend keeping your fans on. But
So you can put a standalone filter in your plenum, and it has its own electricity and its own circulation.
Yes.
Does it?
That's cool.
Wow. Does it circulate on its own all 24/7?
It does for the HEPA filter itself. Yes.
Anyway, PlumlineServices.com, 303-586-1086. Save all your problems for me.
You clear?
Yeah, I got to go hunting now, guys.
At Real
All right, see ya.
God damn it.
with all of us at 630 KHOW. KHOW.com. And on the iHeartRadio app. Leland Conway.
Okay. Man, am I pissed off. Bob, I have learned something. I was just telling you about the Beamer. Why the fuck did I do it now? I don't know why I did. We were talking about that before this. You know, sometimes, I swear to God, for what we pay for cars, I think sometimes it might just behoove us to buy a piece of